Dragons flying in the sky, raining terror down on me, raining terror down on you. Evil wizards on the rise, raining terror down on me, raining terror down on you. Who's gonna fight? Who's gonna fight? Who's gonna fight? Who's gonna fight? Yemo's full of rage, now freed from his cage. A hero and a sage, he's the druid for our age. Then there's Hummel, a bard full of wanderlust. He's always on the run, looking for that next rush. And Frankie, you should never cry, for at any cost she's never lost. That's why she's the boss. Then there's Carrot Kisses, she artifices and never misses with her wishes. That's right. So Charybdis, be reminded that they're coming now for you. Yeah, they're coming now for you. So Charybdis, be reminded that they're coming now for you. Yeah, they're coming now for you. Charybdis, be reminded. Charybdis, be reminded. That they're coming now for you.
Yes, hello, and welcome back to Dragon's Duel and the Shattered Realm, and it's episode 4. We're already on episode 4. How did that happen?
I have no
Time
idea.
flies when you're having fun, that's
It
how.
does, doesn't it? Exactly. And when you've got so much shit to do and have no time to think. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's amazing. So everyone knows who you famous people are by now, because it's episode 4. We're already like on 10,000 followers, yeah?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
we're like critical role level now.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how that works.
But just how is everyone? How is everyone this fine for us Tuesday evening, for everyone else Saturday evening?
Good.
Good.
Yeah, all good,
Yeah.
all good, yeah.
Wonderful.
I've had a warning from Northumbria Water saying don't drink the water, so I'm having to drink beer. Doing my
Really?
duty. Yes, yeah.
No choice but to drink some beer.
No choice but drink
It's-
beer.
it's
yeah.
life
Why
or
can't you
death
drink the
situation.
water?
Something's gone wrong at the treatment plant, so we've got to not drink water. Well, I suppose technically you could boil the water, cool the water down, drink the water, or you could
Yeah,
drink
but I
beer,
wouldn't do
so-
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
Jesus. Oh, there you go. Hey, England, Victorian
Better-
infrastructure.
Hey.
Better be up to the supermarket with your like gallons of water, like.
Yeah. Panic buying.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
We don't panic buy in this country. It never
No,
happens.
No, what are you on
No.
about? What are you on about?
Be careful, you don't want to get me started, or I'll start turning this into the D&D show. And
Let's not get political.
Let's not do that.
Let's not do it. Okay, cool. On that note, let's move on. So, no, you're all good. Okay, well, you know are fantastic players. You've seen a lovely intro music. You know who they are. They're all amazing. Their names are here. And now it just will show your names, and then they're going to fade out. That would happen last week. It fades out, and then it just shows your character stuff when you're in the game. Then it fades back in with all your info, like, at the end. So it's all fancy.
It's all fancy.
All very fancy. And then, yeah, so what I'll do is I'll do a brief run through of what happened last week on the Shattered Realm. So, you were at the edge of the swamp at the beginning. You had just met our fabulous Zoe, who has an accent that ranges across the globe.
So nondescript European accent.
Yes, it's a
So-
nondescript
Vaguely
accent.
Eastern European.
It's basically Eastern European-y accent that, you know, I'm
Not
playing-
always European,
Not-
sometimes South American.
Yes.
South African
Yeah,
as well.
exactly, yeah.
But only when talking to Brian.
Only when talking to Brian. That's why. And Brian is South African meets New Zealand, depending on what day of the week I've woken up on. But you know what? I'm not a trained actor. I am who I am, so that's all it is. And
Hey, I'm a trained actor and I'm the same.
good. There you go. I feel better.
It's all explained to the multiverse.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Exactly.
It's all multiverse. I'm on a chaotic plane. It's just it's what's happening. Good, thank you, Chris. You can take inspiration.
And it's not a South African accent anyway. It's the accent of where that
Dabu
creature
comes
comes from.
Yeah, this is accent.
Yeah.
Exactly. Now everyone in Sigil has to have an
Everyone
accent, which is
in
really
Sigil.
good.
It's like in Wonder Woman how Gal Gadot couldn't do a different accent, so all of the Amazons in Wonder Woman had to copy Gal Gadot's accent.
Oh, really? Yeah, that
Yeah.
makes
I didn't know
sense.
that.
I quite like that.
Yeah, so that's why all the Amazons in Wonder Woman sound like Gal Gadot. It's that exact principle.
I love that.
Just totally derailing it. Isn't that the urban myth of where the kind of lisp comes from the Spanish accent? Is the king
What's-
at the time had quite a heavy lisp, and they all kind of
Oh,
copied
copied
him
it.
so not to offend the king. Well, that
Is
might
that-
be a complete urban
I don't
myth,
know if that's an urban myth or
but
not.
I want it to be true.
They
We'll
used to
believe
do
it's
that
true.
sort of thing for kings, though, as like they do things that the king did in order to not offend them. So
Yeah.
it makes sense.
Should we play some
Yeah.
D&D? Sorry.
Sorry.
Aware that I started that derailing.
Yeah, exactly. I also, when we talk about inspiration, I think pretty much all of you have got inspiration and none of you have used it, by the way. And just to clarify what inspiration means, is that is an advantage on any role that you so wish in my book, okay? So
Yeah.
I think
Cool.
pretty much all, I can't remember enough, but I'm just going to say you're all on level of 1 inspiration. So just remember that, okay?
Nice.
Keep note of it. So, yeah.
I'll take that.
Do you
'Cause
do
I think I was-
inspiration?
Yep.
Do you do inspiration as like announcing it beforehand, or like re-roll the dice?
No, you can just use it after the dice is rolled, however you
Nice.
like. Yeah. So it's just like, I'm going to use my inspiration. It's a literally free pass luck point.
Clearly, you are putting us in life-threatening enough situations to have to use our inspiration, Hamilton.
Well, I'm just well, as we all know from last week, you pretty much got 2 hours of fun. So do what you will. Exactly.
Did you know? Right, so in Pathfinder, right?
Yeah.
Right, let's play.
They've got-
let's
Right.
play
So
D&D.
last week on D&D, what did you want to say, Luke? Go on, say. what
They've
you
got a
wanted
very
to
similar
say.
system, but they ripped it off. But they call it hero points, and you start every session. Every session, you start with 1 hero point. So to encourage you
There
to
you
use it and stuff.
Oh, I like that. I like that. We used to have a thing on Dragon 2 when we did our one shots called actor points, which I used to give points to people for being really good at doing something awesome. So if it was like an epic move or a really good role play, they would just get actor points, and that's
Nice.
basically inspiration. But yeah,
Yeah, that's how it should be as well. Like,
Yeah.
but I think you forget as a DM, don't you? I'm the same. I always forget to give it out.
yeah. So you got to keep note of it. If you forget it, I'm just reminding you now that every single one of you's got 1 inspiration, but I will give them
Sweet.
out as we go. So just have that.
Can I use it retroactively for my like?
No.
I
Just
think you
clarifying
offered
that
me-
off the bat.
I think you offered me negative inspiration once. For
Oh,
a
I
bad
did. So
joke.
everyone but Will has gone. Actually, no, but Will, I'm giving you it back because when I was listening back to the edit, and when you were so quick off the mark with when I throw it at Will, and when Chloe said throw it at Will, and you went me.
And me.
Yeah, I thought you could definitely have an additional inspiration. So you're all on 1. How about that?
Brilliant.
So, where were we? You were at the edge of the swamp, you were talking to Zoe, you were then figuring out how the feck are we going to get through the swamp carefully and doing some dex rolls, and Zoe just ran off. And then everyone looked at Chloe and went, fuck, how are we going to make this centaur get through this very hard swampy area? And whilst the whole party was putting effort in, putting up ropes, making tracking skills, checking to see if they were helping, Chloe rolled a natural 20 and just pegged it down the middle and followed on onto Zoe, and just was catching up whilst leaving you behind. You then chased after, ignoring Brian completely, because you'd sort of seen all fun tiefling with cool ideas. I'm just gonna follow this person, and Brian was sort of like, oh right, okay, where have you gone? And
Sorry, Brian.
it's all right, and he's fine. He's got to a point now where he's freaked out enough that he just is over it and he's getting on with it. I think
He's in charge, though, right? Right? He's in charge.
he's in charge. He tried to be in charge. So you then ran off. Zoe stopped briefly when she heard some funny noises. You fought some weird dragonfly manta ray creatures. Found a really cool piece of art for that. So I'm excited for you to see what that looks like. That's quite in stream. And then Frankie MVP. Basically, I hate to break it to you guys.
Yeah.
Chloe with the I'm going to use light for insects.
And I thought I was being all smart as well.
Hey.
Yes, I was like, I'm not going to get close to these things. I'm going to use my bow or whatever I've got, crossbow. And then you just charge me down and kill me.
Well, it was
anyway.
the problem with it. The wild magic jumped you to the front, so you were like in the middle of the fight, and and I think and you got slashed. Like after Frankie literally skewered one, or as a doner kebab on the first one, you got slashed with it because they're like very much like very low AC, very quite fast, but only one attack. But when they hit, and not a very good like hit roll, but if you get hit, it's fucking bad, basically. And Hummel hit in front of it.
And you
What
rolled
was the
like
fun for the
you rolled
team?
like a 19 and a 20 with disadvantage
Yeah,
or something.
exactly.
Like it was just destined to happen.
Yep, it was very unfortunate. So you anyway, you still you lost. Yeah, so you still were able to come back to life since good old GG there, team support. Sort of defibrillated you back to life, and then we had Brian turned up and was able, after the battle was won, when Frankie took out the next one for everyone by slicing.
Frankie's basically the only one that did damage.
Yeah, exactly.
I think Gigi did like 4 damage at some
You
point.
rolled
and Frankie
so
just...
badly, Chloe. Your rolls were all natural ones, and you were like,
I'm going to use different dice today.
good. Yeah.
It was just bad luck. 'Cause we were so tactical. Like I chucked out the Bane, and
were.
Gigi chucked out the whatever it was that gave the disadvantage, and was like, well, we're going to own this. It's a really sensible, well strategically planned combat, and then
It was. It was just the rolls that came down.
Yeah,
That was
absolutely.
fun.
We survived this. That's how we do things.
To be honest, you did survive, which is in the end, apart from Luke, but it's fine. It's fine.
I'm alive. I'm alive.
It's all right.
Die,
You're alive.
it's fine.
And then after that, you made your way to the river. You got to the riverbank edge with Zoe. You had a bit more interaction with Zoe actually before you went to the river. With Brian got involved, and I had to talk as Brian and Zoe at the same time. And he tried to convince Zoe to like come with him to Sigil, but that role didn't work. There was some fun wild magic, as Luke pointed out. There was a weird moment in the battle when a firebolt came out of somewhere else that was invisible. But that was it was after Zoe had done her turn, and then basically after a bit of debate about what you're going to do and being called cannon fodder about 15 times, basically you kind of got on the side of Zoe. You're trying to figure out this relationship with her and her alter ego, this invisible being Ozzy that's with them, that's talking
We're
to
the
them.
best of friends. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. And then you made your way to the river, and when you were in the middle of that battle, you heard sounds of after that, so middle of the conversation, you heard the sounds of battle. Which is then when Zoe said, this is probably Snar, the War Master, the second in command to this Wandering King, has finally risen up after I've been whispering to him, she said. So if anyone's seen a post-credits scene from a couple weeks ago, you don't know what that's all about. And then, so then you got to the river, and then you saw all these beings flowing down the river, flying to this fortress, which is now under siege, and there's battle, and there's flames flowing everywhere, there's explosions and all this sort of stuff, and weird buzzing creatures all going like flowing down the river. I was thinking like a Vietnam movie, with like like all these like things flowing down rivers, or it's all going off. And you then saw Zoe's boat, which is really top notch, and boat raft, bits of woods tied together. And realised that it probably could do with a bit of work, but it would get you there. And then you questioned, well, okay, this is good, we've got a boat. How are we going to go undetected? And this is when Zoe thought, fine, I've got my super spells. I'm going to make us invisible using greater invisibility. Then I cast invisibility on you. Used up all the high spell slots. You all turn invisible, but she's got a wild magic like sorcerer to her. It's a bit heightened by the chaotic plane. She's sort of just got a wild magic aura around her generally. She's completely like broken in terms of like her magical ability. And you rolled a 90, which meant you were all illusory. And I thought that at first, which would normally just be for what does it say here? 90 for the next minute. However, because you're on a chaotic plane, so if you're on a lawful plane, it would only be for 12 seconds. If you're on a chaotic plane, it turns out I realise it's for 2 hours. So you turned invisible for 2 minutes and illusory for 2 minutes, and then you came back and you're now illusory. So that is literally where we left it. On the banks of the river, by a boat, and and somehow you are now in like your real self is in like sort of a demi-plane. Basically, that's how I'm sort of working it, is that you get moved to a demi-plane. And so it's like you're in the ethereal plane, so you can still see as you are in this illusory state, but your body is immaterial. It is just an illusion. You are like a phantasmal force if you ever use that spell, that sort of thing. You can,
I have a question.
Yes.
Do we know it's only for 2 hours, or are we just like, oh, we're illusory now?
Yes. Now, right, you will not know how long this lasts.
It's a valid point. It's kind of a bit metagaming, isn't it? You'll be like, ooh.
Well, I'd say, okay, if we go into character about it, I'll just drop in. So Zoe will go, oh shit, that's actually, wait, okay, I can't see you, but I feel weird. This doesn't feel like it normally does. What do you feel like, everyone? Do you feel okay? I feel like don't feel real?
I
I don't know.
can't feel my nose.
You can't feel your nose. That's weird. I don't think I ever feel my nose. Do I feel? Unless I got a cold, I don't feel my
Everybody
nose.
try feel the nose.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, is my nose never here? Do I have a nose? I can't see my nose.
Suddenly, I don't know whether it's that thing that stabbed me earlier on, or I seem to have developed some kind of cold. But there's
Very
probably some kind of after effects of this toxin. But
To be fair to being in the chaotic plane for a long time, you will end up with some sort of illness, so I'm not surprised. I think Frankie was suffering from it the week before. Earlier today.
it's obviously the chaotic
Harold
nature
Wade.
of the plane has transmitted this cold to me.
It is part of the swamp. It is unfortunate, but you are a strong fighter. You will battle through, I am sure.
Yeah.
Ish. I mean, you die very easily, but I'm giving you props.
Zoe, I mean, I don't particularly feel right either. I try to do this without being metagaming because I'm like, I'll go touch a tree, but then why would I do that?
Well, if you feel weird, you might want to sit down.
Right, but like I think in this kind of situation, you see it in movies, don't you? Where you might be tempted to touch each other. If you touch yourself and your hand goes through yourself, and everyone's doing it, then you might touch each other.
I'm gonna say like illusory, right? Is that you will feel okay? So I'm gonna do a bit of DMing, and you'll feel like you're floating.
Peter Parker. It's like I don't
No,
feel
or just
well,
like,
Mr.
I was
Stark.
thinking, okay, this shows the age. I mean, you're the same age as me, but my age range was literally going Marty McFly when he sees his hand.
Oh,
playing
yes.
the guitar.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, come on. Let's get this right. Get our movie references to the core of good movies. So
Hey, there's a musical now. It's pop culture again.
it is
It's
pop
fine.
culture again. Yes. I'm
Well,
on point every 30 years.
I feel like the stealthiest I've ever been. This feels fantastic. I feel like I could hide in plain sight.
Oh, yes.
That?
You know what? Right now we're all invisible, so it doesn't matter. But
Maybe we
also,
should
do you
get
feel like
going.
you're floating? I feel like I'm sort of floating. I feel like I'm actually not touching floor. And you don't hear anything. You just see. You hear her sort of vocals sort of shift from like I'm jumping. I'm trying to. Oh, I can fly a little bit. This is weird. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll try jumping as well. It'll be
You
like,
try jumping, but you kind of like when you think of up, you just sort of move up.
oh, okay. Have we lost all mass or something?
I don't know. You're a scientist. No?
It's very strange. There was
This is
one time
very
that I did
weird.
find myself inside the astral plane, and that was very similar. You just kind of thought where you wanted to go. And,
I think
there
yes,
you
I
are.
have been there. I think I've been there. Oh, see, we've been there. Oh,
Well.
yes. Okay, yes, we've been there.
If we aren't real, then I guess we got nothing to worry about. But on the other hand, we can't get anything. We
No,
can't.
but this seems like a good opportunity, and by this time you all start seeing each other again. Okay?
Yeah.
So it's
Oh.
been about 2 minutes, and then you're like, oh, hello. Oh, okay.
Oh,
and
we're
like
back.
you see Zoe is like 4 feet in the air, just like an awkward distance in the air. Not like very high or very low, but just like up and out,
Up a little bit.
and it's slightly to an angle, like this. Do you know what I mean? You know,
So
it's just sort of,
we're not
and
back.
all of you are all at these sort of random, slightly off-center angles. Like, you know how it's like in space movies that every space movie spaceships like enter like that,
Yeah.
which is so bullshit. You're just like what it should be, which is like one space is like that, and you're like this, and you're like, oh right, and you sort of try and shuffle yourselves back to talking to each other. Oh, this is weird. Okay, yes, hello. Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
wait. Are you really there? I can't.
Yeah. I mean,
You look like Ozzy
hi.
right now. Oh, wait.
I'm
Give
sorry.
me a second. Wait.
Can we see Ozzy?
You see? Oh my gosh, wait, I need to think of me second. Right. You see Ozzy. Right, you see a monochrome variation of exact twin of Zoe. Literally standing about 3 feet away from her in exactly the same position, but making like she's moving and looking at, she's kind of keeping her direction focused completely on Zoe. Oh my gosh, you can see she's turned illusory. I assume that would turn her.
Depends on the. Yeah, what it says.
Yeah,
It's up
amazing.
to you. You're the DM.
Yeah, if we
I'm
can
gonna
see
say
each
that
other,
works. Yeah, you see an exact replica, but with no color, basically, of Zoe, wearing exactly the same clothes and garb, wearing whatever, and then but not gesturing exactly the same time. But she's looking at Zoe at the time, but she's staring at her, and then she goes, "Do you feel weird?" And you see Ozzy, you see Ozzy, then go. You don't hear what she says, but you see her speak to her, going this. They're going like this. And she goes, yes, okay. Oh, yeah, you can see. Yeah, you think they can see you? They can see
Zoe?
you? And she points at you. She goes, like this. Like, she's like, look, like pointing to her, and you go, you can see Ozzy?
I'll be very confused and kind of looking at it like, she wasn't. She's not quite as mad as. This is very interesting. Do you see this?
Yeah, I still wasn't fully convinced that Ozzy was actually like a real thing, you know?
No.
So
You see, she goes,
Either that or we have all gone equally as crazy as that poor wretch over there.
that is also possible, yeah.
I think like and Hummel would go to get out like his little notepad and stuff that he uses to make notes down of these stories and stuff like that, but then of course can't get it out of his pocket. And he's like, I need to remember this. This is,
You see that so Ozzy starts talking to her and like going like whisper, like covering her mouth like now into her ear. She goes, yes. Okay, you wanna go? Where are you going? You gotta go? What am I gonna do without you? And then suddenly she just blinks, and she shifts into a different form and looks like one of the bugs. Flies away down the river. She goes, "You scared her off. You were mean. You're being insulting her. Were you insulting what she looked? What are you doing?"
No, we didn't say anything.
She's obviously just shy.
I
I
don't know.
did
I
not
think
mean
she-
any offence at all when she
don't
comes
think-
back.
I don't know. She said she had to go. She had to go see what was going on in the battle. I don't know. She doesn't leave very often.
Zoe,
Hopefully she can come back and she's scouted ahead for us.
That's probably it. I don't
Zoe,
like this. Yes.
what do you think Ozzy is? Like, I'm a centaur, you're a tiefling. What's Ozzy?
Ozzy is me, right? Ozzy is, I think, me, right? She's me. She's part of me.
Okay.
She's my.
And
She's my
how
best
long?
friend.
How long have you been? Have you always been separated, or was there a
I-
time when you think that you were
Oh,
one?
When I woke up after when I tried looking into the mind of his name with the thing and the king, and he moves around. I black out like blood and fall on the ground. When I wake up, I feel weird, and Ozzy there help me up, talk to me, tell me Okay, don't worry. We'll get this stupid bastard one day, and we'll figure out the spell, and we'll get the hound that I wanted to get.
You said, don't know if this was a Hamill joke or in character last week. You said earlier on that there used to be a third one, and Ezo.
That was me joking.
That was just you joking. Okay. All right.
That was me making joke with you.
Of course, very funny.
Yes.
Well, interesting.
She'll come back. I'm sure she'll come back. And she sort of looks off in the distance, a little bit longingly. Looks a little bit sad.
While this is going on, Frankie wants to just try to test out, because obviously understand something's quite wrong. Going over to the nearest tree and just trying to grab hold of a branch. So she tries to grab hold of the branch.
Try and grab hold of a branch, but you just you can kind of like pretend to. Do you know what I mean? And like you can feel like you could make some sort of performance. You know, you could feel like there's something in you that says, like, I can probably sort of stop myself at a point, but I have to know when that is. But you can go through. If you so wish, you can go through it.
Right. Okay. Oh, that's very interesting. And then I'll want to cast Mage Hand.
Okay.
And then what I want to do is.
Do you want to try and cast a spell? Okay. So
I want to cast Mage Hand.
Can you tell me what components your spell requires?
Ooh.
Oh, if you can't use a focus.
Verbal. What's it? S.
Somatic.
If it requires material components, you cannot do it, is what I'm saying. So if
Right.
it's verbal and somatic, you can do it. But if it requires material,
Oh, but I mean, but how does that? Sorry to interrupt, but like, we're illusory, so everything we're holding is illusory.
Mm-hmm.
So in theory, we could like draw our weapons and draw our symbols because they're illusory and we're illusory.
But they're illusory as well. However, so the materials on your person are now illusory, therefore they have no material value.
No, but if you have a spellcasting focus.
Oh yes, if you have a spellcasting focus, that's fine. Yes, you're right. But if it has a material, I'm just saying, if it has a material component that you cannot then use a spellcasting focus with, then you can, like, do you see what I'm getting at? Is in like, if you needed to do greater restoration, you needed 1,000 GP diamond to do it. You would not be able to do it because you would, unless you would not have a GP diamond that you would have on you personally, because your whole being is illusory. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yep.
I don't think many of you will have many spells like that. It's just that's my limitation on putting on it. Okay, what I'm going to do then to give this some sort of like complexity, I'm going to ask for an Arcana check each time, and I want you to match your DC, your spell save DC. Okay. And if you can match your spell save, you cast the spell. How does that sound? Because then that means you've understood your arcane ability, able to understand how to access the weave through an illusory space to make your spell not illusory. How's that sound? Does that sound like a fair deal? What do you think, Luke? Luke's questioning it.
My only problem there would be, like, for myself, I'm not an arcane spellcaster, and I have no training in arcane. But could I use performance because I use?
No, you use whatever you use for your spell save would be performance, right? Charisma, don't you?
Yeah.
Use your whatever you use to cast your spells with. So if it's intelligence or charisma or wisdom or whatever, use that and try and beat your spell save. Is basically what I'm asking.
Right. The save DC.
Yeah.
Oh well, that's the curse of Frankie, because that's a 19.
Oh.
Well, you roll with your arcane, which you just need to get a 10.
Plus 8, plus 8 on that. No, that's fine. Literally, I'm just trying to see what the parameters are.
It's good. It's a good point.
And just to make you feel better, I can't do minor illusion because you need a bit of fleece. So I can't break the matrix.
No, you can't break that matrix. Thank God. So you want to try? Give me the roll then for the.
I'll drop it in. Yep. No, so it doesn't.
Okay, so what happens is you try and access the weave, but you try and figure out the motions, but it's so hard to like find this point between reality and not reality that you just can't quite. So you cast the mage hand, but it has an illusory quality to it.
God, that's fine.
Okay.
So just tell me the rest of the gangs. Oh, this
Chris.
is yes, I think we might be in we might be in a bit of trouble here. I don't think we can actually interact with anything.
Did she feel because it was just a cantrip, but did she feel like she expelled any magical energy doing that.
I'm going to say no if it's illusory.
Ooh.
So if
Because
it is
I
illusory,
really, and I should have done it last week, but I really want to do Cure Wounds because I'm like well low, but that's a spell slot, and I don't want to fail the save and
no,
then lose a
if you
spell
fail
slot.
the save, it's illusory, therefore it doesn't access the magic weave, therefore you use those spell slots.
In that case, seeing what Frankie is trying to do,
So you can cast all your spells, and you can choose not to access the weave as an illusion. Do you see what I mean?
Ah.
So if you wanted any spell that you know, or have known, I will say, beyond your magical ability when you're a level 15, you could cast them because you understand their magical properties. And then with that you can use them, but they are illusory. The ones that you do know, it's only when they're not illusory that they then use a spell slot.
yeah, okay. So Hummel will get out.
Bloody hell, Jesus Christ! It's like,
I made this well complicated. Hummel will get out his recorder, and
Okay.
he'll start pitching some notes. He's trying to find that right, and he notices straight away it's not working. So he changes his pitch, trying to
okay.
find that right note so that he can start doing his Cure Wounds. And he's like,
Lovely.
and well, that would do it because I rolled a 16 on the die.
Nice.
So nice.
Nice.
That was my first roll with my brand new dice that I bought especially for Hummel.
Oh,
Some
yay.
nice sharp edges.
Lovely.
Oh, yeah.
Lovely.
Are they the metal ones?
They're not. They're like semi. Oh, I've got a blur on the screen, so you're not going to see it. But anyway, they're from. I'll be allowed to. You have deals that I won't say who they're by, but they're very nice.
You can say who they're from. I'm sure.
Yeah, Valkyrie RPG is
Very
pretty
good.
much my favourite dice store. Very nice. So that's Cure Wounds. I'm going to drop it at level 2 and take 2d8, but I can do that, and you guys can carry on RPing.
Okay, you do that. Okay, fine. So with that, yeah, you realise you've tried some magic, and Zoe suddenly goes, this has happened before, similar, right? When I cast magic, it goes a bit weird since I came here. I mean, it used to be a little bit weird beforehand, but not like this weird, okay? And so...
Yeah, I noticed.
Yeah. And so when I do that, effects happen from the plane, from me losing brain power, it goes a bit weird. When this happens here, I think it lasts a long time. It lasts like 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, something like that. So, depends on spell. Illusory. This never happened before. This exact thing never happened. But I've been invisible for 4 hours, and that was... Well, I just stood there for a bit, to be honest, and I kept looking at reflections to see if I could see myself, and then suddenly I saw myself. It was not a fun day.
This could work in our favour then. If we are
Yeah. I mean,
illusionary for 2 hours, this seems a perfect time to try and sneak into the castle over there.
Well, we better get going then.
let's go. Okay. She starts going. She goes, okay, Ozzy, come on, come back. I need, she's like, where? I need you. Can you hear me? Oh, okay, you can talk. Oh, we can talk like this. It's interesting. Oh, okay. Yes? Oh, okay. We go now. Big fight happening in battle. I think we can get to Vault very easily. Ozzy say it's all okay. He hasn't got to Wandering King, but Wandering King is waking up. Big battle about to happen. Oh, power is going to happen. So probably best that we are not able to get, ripped into millions of shreds because, powerful beings battling together. Probably not a good idea to be middle.
Okay, if the Wandering King's waking up, is this really a good time?
I say we go, yes, best time, because if he's awake, I can kill him in face, and he see me, and I kill him right in face like this, and it just split his face in two, and then I can spit in his face afterwards. And then he know it's me, and yes.
Zoe,
Yes.
I love you and everything, but I think our best course of action is to stay clear of the Wandering King at any and all costs.
Oh, of course, yes.
And the whole idea was
You
the
got-
battle was going to be the distraction while we sneak into the vault.
Yes.
Possibly. They must have
But
some...
once we get
decent
involved, I get helm with a
boats.
bit of knowledge, I get Realm Splitter Axe, I get all powerful
I thought you said
items.
that the axe was for us.
Yes,
Yeah,
but there are other
hang
magic.
on a
Yes,
minute.
but I pass you the axe. You come with me when we get all the cool stuff. We go meet the Wandering King, slice face in half with a Realm Splitter axe. I split his face in half, spit in face, and then we leave. Because we realm
that-
split, cut open realm, powerful magical artifact.
What are you gonna do with the helm after the face?
When I get helm back, I understand knowledge of all the arcane of the demon lords and magical being there's a magical god who made it. Don't worry about it. He cool. Very cool being made this
I'm a
helm.
little. That is the. I know you said not to worry, but that is the bit that I am a
Don't
tiny little bit
worry
worried about. Yeah.
about helm. It's powerful. Once I get that on, I will be able to fix myself. I will then be back to my powerful self, and I will be able to take on stupid freaking what's his name. I know his name. I will be able to control him. I know when I know true name of demon, I have power to control.
You know what? I, for one, am not worried at all. I think
Exactly.
that's exactly what's going to happen.
To be honest,
It's
right
gonna
now
be
we
fine.
are wasting precious instruments. Okay, she's gone.
Flying.
She's
Like,
flying
she's like-
across. She just goes like this, like arms back, and just goes across the water.
So
And you move at a speed equal to, I'm going to say, to your. Yes. I don't know. I don't
I
know.
have quite a
what
high
it's-
speed. Be careful what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm going to say it's not. It's going to be, but either your intelligence or wisdom score, based, or whatever your magical. You're all magical beings. Whatever your magical ability based score is. So whatever your
So-
is intelligence, charisma.
Charisma is
wisdom.
20. Boom, just go.
23.
Intelligence 27. Yeah.
Okay, so what is its plus? What's the plus?
Oh, plus 8.
Times that by 10.
6.
Oh, 80.
Oh, okay, so 50.
Yeah.
60.
times by 10. So you can
40.
move that speed. 40. 40.
Yeah.
Can we move that speed? Does that mean we can dash twice that speed?
Yes.
Let's go!
Okay, cool.
Becky.
And
Need
Hummel,
for speed.
well, I can't remember what I googled some random Lord of the Rings elven word before, but he says his word for his armor that he's got, and it's going to turn into like some kind of like
By the way-
Valkyrie. Huh?
Yes. Big wings. Go on.
Yes.
Awesome. And anyway, you're illusory. You can affect your appearance however you so like. So when you see this, you see Hummel, and it's not only just like this visage, but it's like someone's got a massive wind thing on him. You know what I mean? Like, because you're illusory, but it's like da 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 da, and you've got a little musical background going to you, like da 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 da. You know, like going for it, but maybe a little bit with a bit of I'm thinking a bit Rush. What's what they called? Is it Rush?
Oh, the band
Yeah.
Rush.
Yeah,
They're-
bit of Rush, yeah.
Amazing.
Tom Sawyer, sort of.
Yes.
That sort of like intro music. But to the Ride of the Valkyrie. So it's like sort of stuff. Rick Wakeman it up basically, and you kind of go down the river. Obviously, Gigi gets left behind pretty quickly. It's like slows down a little bit. So you're just like powering off. But let me just check. I don't know what Zoe. I just can't remind myself what Zoe's in score is for her charisma. 50. So she can move 100 feet a turn. So she can do +5 to her charisma.
So sorry, for a second I thought like you said 50 as in like her actual
No,
score
no,
was
so
50 as
got
in the
+5,
number was
no,
50.
yeah.
I was-
No, she's got a 20 in charisma. She's got 20. She hasn't
Zoe
got...
did. Yeah.
Only a 20.
Yeah, Zoe did very, very, very well on the game show.
Did you not see that
Character
game
creation.
show? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So she's powered up at 100 feet. I don't know if do you want us to go to your slowest party member, or are you just going to go at your full
Yeah,
speed?
we'll go together.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
so-
think we need to stay together.
Zoe won't. She will go at 100. She will just go at full pace. So she's going to move 10 feet, 20 feet ahead of you each turn, basically.
Oh god.
Okay.
If I'm then moving at 160 feet,
You can stay pace with her. if you want to.
I'm going to constantly be 5 feet ahead of her.
She's gonna front you. She's gonna... You're super clever. You're going so fast. This is so cool. She's just gonna be like cooling it up with it. She's just like, I like you, Frankie. You got style. You got pace. Let's go. Come on, let's get there. We're gonna fight. You're gonna skewer all of these bloody things with just. Yeah. Shish kebab. Shish kebab. Shish kebab. Shish kebab. Like this.
And Frankie's going backwards as well,
Everywhere.
looking at
Of course she is.
Backwards with arms crossed, like.
Arms crossed. Exactly.
if I can float, I'm at eye level with her because obviously normally I'm a
Yeah.
little bit short. so
Frankie,
yeah.
you know what? You are bloody cool. I like your style. You took piss out of my boat, but I don't care now because you just got class. Yes, I like you.
Yes, don't worry. We'll make sure you get to what was that demon's name again?
Oh, Jesus, so close.
We'll get you to the demon. I'll make sure you are front and center when we face him. Don't you worry,
Yes.
Zoe.
Well, if
I'll
I'm
put-
there,
I'll put
and I know
you
his
in the
name,
front.
I know his name. I control him. I use his name in powerful ritual. I say his name to his face, and then he is under my control, and we can just slash face in half. And then
front and center, sorry, front and center.
I don't know. Do I know? I don't know. I need to know. And then I can look into his brain. He will know Snar's name. I need to do that first. Then I can control Snar, and I can control him, and then I can control everybody on the board. The plane will be mine.
We will control.
She's
them
getting
all.
super excited.
Yeah, we will control them all, Zoe. We will.
Yes. Oh, yes. And she's just now thinking. She goes, Ozzy, what are we going to do? Where do we go? We need to make sure we remember this. You remember this, Ozzy, please, because you are my brain, you are my mentor, you need to remember this. And she's just saying this to Ozzy and then having little conversations, but she's getting really wrapped up. Anyway, what are you actually doing?
Did we leave Brian behind again?
Is Brian illusory?
Yes, Brian is a loser. You forgot about. Brian has just realised that you're going to forget about him.
It's not that we forget about him. It's that I think it's that you forget about him. You're
Yes.
so excited playing Zoe.
I love Zoe so much.
Yeah.
That
Brian just is in the whole process. No, but seriously, Brian is just like realised that you're going to do what you're going to do. He thinks he's going to be like, he's very much aware of this illusory thing, and he's just like, okay, fine, right, okay, let's just go. And when you just about to turn up, he goes like, okay, well, this is probably the best option we've got, so let's just run on. Let's
think,
catch up with the tiefling, and then he just goes, it just dejectedly goes, well, at least, and he's just talking to himself again. Okay, if we get there, then we can find a way, and then maybe I don't know how I'm going to explain this though. I mean, I'm going to get in real trouble.
Brian.
Yes.
I think we need a boat, and that thing back there was no good. If we're going to find a boat, we're going to find a boat there.
100%. Yes, I think you're right.
So-
He can go very fast, Brian. To be honest.
Is he staying with us or is he catching up with Frankie and
he
Zoe?
can go pretty damn fast. But he's going to stay with you. He's going to stay whoever. He's just going to stay at the back, just keeping an eye on everyone as much as he can. Yeah, okay.
Question.
We get a boat. Yeah, it's a right idea. Probably this guy's going to have loads of boats in the basement, so he's going Australian again. So you've got to get back and see if a good night bed. Yes, okay. So he's going to be there'll be lots of boats in the I'm sure on it's the River Styx. You've got to have things coming in. He's a war master. They're gonna have. I'm going Russian again. I can't do it anymore. Yes. Anyway, it's gonna be what it is. And yeah, we'll do that. We'll get a boat. We'll get out of here. But we might be able to get to the port. He'll have demon lords, right? They have this ability to get up to the gate towns. There's gate towns. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like in the prime in your plains, there's a gate town which is on the Atlantis, which gets you to the Atlantis, where we can then get away into Sigil from there, potentially. There will be at least some person that can try and get us in. There'll be a door at least, or a gate. But they will have like a tunnel or some sort of quick way to get back and forward, which is kind of like planar. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like the planes, if you think you want to get somewhere, you can create things. Like this is the Abyss. You can just make a tunnel and sort of, you've got power enough, you can fall short in distances. It's not kind of teleportation, it's just immense power.
like a Stargate.
A bit. I don't know what you're talking about. I assume, yes. If there was such a show in this universe, like, it's a bit like you've been to the Feywild. I'm sure you've been to the Feywild.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
dozens
You
of times,
think a bit like you want to get to the court, the Sealy court. Like you must know about that. If you kind of think about it enough and have enough emotion about it, you can get there quicker than someone who's having a shit day and they will start raining on them. Do you understand?
Dude.
So they
Makes
have
sense.
powerful abilities to get you to the gate town, which gets us out of the Abyss, and at least on the Outlands. And that's better than here. And then from there, I can contact, I'm sure, better. And
But would
get
the
us-
would the gate be, even though there's an attack going on at the moment, would the gate be well defended?
I mean, that's something I think with the battle going on is probably in his chamber. I don't know. It might be somewhere else in the building, but if we can find it, it's a way through and we'll be alright.
So perhaps taking, I mean, it's a great idea, but if it's in his chamber and potentially well guarded, maybe a longer route, but perhaps a boat would be safe. You're the expert of this area of
I
these
mean,
planes, but
The thing is, going on the Styx, the other thing is,
I'm
powerful
flying
artifacts.
having this conversation.
We
Obviously.
can get to, if we can find ourselves in Ravenloft, the people who run the boats on the Styx, yeah, if we pay them good money, pay them really good, something with really high value, they will just take us, they can do the same thing. They have an ability to take the tributaries of the route and they'll get us there in like 10 minutes. If we don't pay them well, it will take us like 5 hours, 5 days, or they take us down a bad route and we get attacked by Yugolos. So like, you know, if we can find something good enough in this vault that we can pay a Ravenloft, I think we can get ourselves to the I can't remember the name of the bloody pub that it's got the thing. I'm gonna make it up now. The Leaky River pub. That's not what it's called. There's a
It is
pub.
now.
It's called the Leaky River. If we get ourselves there, he'll get us in the Stick's tributary gets into the Leaky River, we'll get out and we're in Sigil. And we're in Sigil in no time.
What
Right.
about this axe of splitting realities?
Well, I'm interested by that because I'm also interested in who the being is who made these things, because when she said Realm Shredder X, that made me very concerned. We can talk about that another time, or we can talk, whatever. I don't know.
I'm gonna hold you to that promise because it sounds mighty interesting.
It's someone I'm not allowed to mention. If I do, it will cause very much offense to he's not allowed to be mentioned. So we can't talk, we will talk about it when we meet her, because I'm not gonna be the person that says that name. She will maze me if I say his name.
Okay.
So, even saying
But
Realm Friends.
you don't have a connection at the moment.
But
This is
we
true.
got to meet her again, and she will reconnect and see everything I've said, and I've already said enough, so let's shut up now. Okay? And he just goes like, you know what? And he goes quiet. And just doesn't
Brian,
say
I think this relationship might have a few issues.
So it does sound a little bit like a toxic relationship, actually.
He starts sweating.
Okay.
He starts sweating.
And you deserve better than this, Brian.
You know what, Hummel? I think this might not be the time.
He just starts internally screaming. He's just internally screaming. You kind of pick up telepathically and just a little... just like...
Like a mosquito in the room.
Yeah, just
We're like,
like-
oh no, they're back.
Exactly. He's not enjoying it. He's like, you know what, guys? Let's just keep fighting and we'll find a way home and it'll be all right. Okay?
I'm
Yes.
sure everything will be perfectly fine.
Yes. Okay. Fine. He starts weeping a little bit. He's all right. He just needs to have a little cry. As you're going down here, you notice that by now there's a few things fly past you and they look at you, and you see these like mosquito. You see like slightly smaller mosquito creatures. You see flies with very long proboscises, like those, you know, their little like bits like this coming up, but they're a bit abnormally long, and they've got humanoid hands on like 6 legs, but the legs are all insect-like, but they've got humanoid hands. Some of them got like claws. Some of them have got like warped like butterfly wings, but they're like coloured in like a zebra pattern. But then their face is like a goat, and then you've got like it's all just like mixtures and mashes of sort of things. There's like a leopard print, like a leopardine sort of coloured being that sort of like jumps with wings, but its face is like a crab, and it's like got a little spindly eye thing, and it's got big crab-like claws, but it's got like a leopardine body, and then like wings of like a butterfly, and it's all just weird mixtures of jungle, swampy creatures, but just like someone's boshed them taken their toys of their younger sibling and stuck the different heads on them, basically. A bit like the kid in Toy Story.
Story, I was just
that's
thinking
basically
that,
it.
yeah.
That kid next door is what's happened here, and they look at you, and some of them like one of them might just like come up to you and just try and fly through you, and it's like trying to swipe you, and like the little cat-line one is like sort of like trying to like goes up to Gigi and just starts kind of like going like this, like growling at you, and then like clipping with its claws at you, and then just goes, and this flies off after getting annoyed at you. But there's not a lot of the action is happening in front of you. So you've got going down this river. If you imagine it's like a wide, like when you've seen pictures of the Amazon sort of thing, it's sort of grey-green, but it's got slithers of like sort of like white streaks that look like humanoids at times. They sort of like float along. There's a couple of boats to the side you see with these like hooded creatures sitting there, like standing like this, very much looking from the distance, and it's like 1 or 2 you might see in the whole journey, and they've got little lanterns on them, and they sort of, some of them just floating along, just watching what's going on, not sort of bothered by it or anything really, just sort of no one's on them but them. And they
Ryan, are those the people you were talking about?
yeah, them Ravenloft. Yeah, they're like the taxi service, I guess.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like carriages. I mean, people really don't feck with them. They're pretty powerful, but they in their own way. But they've got a very good relationship with the demons because they transport them to battle to go and fight. So they're sort of their key. Like they rule the Styx, but the Styx is a key route between the two. So depending, this is when, assuming this guy Warmaster, they'll do raids into the Hells every so often, and you don't really piss off the Ravenlofts because they run the rules. So hence them having a nice time. So yeah, they're powerful in their power, if you know what I mean, in their control. So yeah.
So I think we perhaps might need to get something ready to give them in case we have to get out of here in a hurry. Everybody.
To be honest, guys, we could just go and talk to one now, but I've only got I think I've got one soul gem, which is probably, it's not enough. It's enough to probably get us on a long journey, get us there without them killing us, but I think we could do with more.
We could go now, or we could go into the castle and get unimaginable riches and
No, I mean, the fact that we're illusory, I'm feeling a little bit better about it, and she said we've got 2 hours, and it's been about half an hour now, so I bet we better hurry up. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, yes, at least we know some are here.
Yes.
I don't know. I'm a bit lost.
I'm just,
I must admit, Kerry, I'm just a little bit lost right now. I'm just not sure what I'm doing with myself,
okay.
really.
I mean,
So-
Frankie's already said that she's the leader, apparently, so if anything goes wrong, I'm going to blame her.
To be fair, I do see that in her. She has a leadership
Yeah.
quality that I've not seen since the Great Lady, and so, I mean, yeah, if anything, she's probably second to the most powerful being I've met, so I can trust her.
Yeah, I'm sure she'd appreciate you saying that.
What a shame she's not around to hear it.
What a shame.
Oh,
It's such a shame. Yeah.
But between you and me, Frankie ain't nothing without the rest of us here.
I'm sure that's the case, but she does seem pretty epic. Did you
yeah, like I said, face of the party, brains and brawn.
Ah, right. Yes, I see what you mean. Yes, okay. Well, everyone needs a leader.
Exactly. Well, I'm just trying to keep track of what our options are here.
Yes.
So
To be fair, I'm losing the. Yes, I just want to get home now, and so if the
That
easiest
is
way to get home is for you to do what you need to do to make you feel happy, then I'm happy with that. That will make me happy, and then we can go home, and I can just go and lie down.
that sounds wonderful.
It does, doesn't it? And as
And
you're saying this, some demon just dies and falls through the water and just splashes next to it and just goes Wah! Like this, and you're getting close, and you've now realised you're right next to the tower, and they're just fighting each other. There is like more like hulking gorilla-like creatures. There's these huge centaur, but like oxen centaurs, like fighting. There is like a minotaur that is like bosh someone's face off and it's blown off the edge. They are just like falling into there's like fireballs, there is slime being flown. There are these horrible, as I said, like gloopy beings, Sibirex, which I can, if you where's a picture of one? I can show you.
Carrie's probably like looking like squinting at them, looking for family resemblance, and going,
Yeah, right.
No.
Can you see? Oh, it's not going to show it on the screen. I'll get what it looks like.
Oh,
Flesh
sort of.
monster. Like, yeah, right. I'll put one on. There'll be one on the overlay. But like, they've got like this weird head, and they're sort of glooping, and they're just like spewing gunk on things, and they turn, and it's like acidic, and it just you see, if you're okay with this, someone's face just literally just goes like this, and it's just like pours down side of their, and like the arm sloshes off and falls, and it's just like, it's disgusting. So,
Very weird,
Like-
Lost Ark.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna
exactly.
say.
But it's like down half the face, and then like, and it's just
Ugh.
it's just yeah.
I'm
It's,
thinking like it's in the episode of Rick and Morty when they Cronenberg the planet.
yeah, it's
and
basically
all
they are a Cronenberg. They are a Cronenberg. Yeah, that is what they are. Yeah, there's also like zombie-looking creatures that are sort of coming out of the water and climbing up battlements they're just like growing from and all this activity is coming from this jungling like swamp that's sort of like and climbing up the battlements. as I said, there's this before there was like a geodesic sort of dome that grew out of it, and as you get closer, you realise this was like a fortress that's kind of got slime ridden like down. It's kind of like got vertical lines of like black iron, but it's like rusted, so it's got like oranges and greens, and there's slime growing out of bits, and there's one big expansion. There's little expansions of little like honeycomb shaped objects that grow off the edge of it. There's a huge one that comes out the side and into the jungle to the sort of right of you, coming. So you're going down this sort of straight route. You've got this huge thing in front of you, but there's bits growing out of it, and the battle is happening on the top. There's like a top layer before it goes inset, and there's like another little tower. It's not very tall. It's very sort of squat, but it's kind of got like a secondary layer, and that's where most of this battle is happening. Inside this dome, you see these flying creatures flying out and like growing. You see like chrysalis hanging off some of the building as well, and things emerging out of them, ready for battle. And then there's this huge, and there's a gated opening, which is what you're going towards. That goes where the river kind of scoops in underneath the building, and inside there you can just about see lights. And Zoe just sort of swoops straight into this like entranceway and under, basically.
I mean, if Zoe's faster than us, we're never going to catch up to her.
Well, by now she's probably a good like, let's say like 15 rounds. Like, so I'm gonna say 250 feet ahead of you or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, she's good. She's a good distance ahead of you, and but she's gonna turn around at that point and kind of go like, "Oh, you guys, hurry up! You're slow. You're really slow. Come on."
It ain't my fault. It's Gigi's being
Frankie's
slow.
Frankie, she's
I
clever enough to be here. Jeez, what is wrong with your friends, Frankie? Like, get better friends. Like, come on.
Yeah. And that means you're all 255 feet away from
Frankie. Just to remind you. See, Frankie, you and I, clever being, powerful beings, you know, these stupid idiots. We just leave them now. Like, leave them now. We go up and just. We need cannon fodder. We need the cannon fodder. Forget cannon fodder.
We do. Me and you together, Zoe. I think me and you could make a good partnership. And,
I totally agree.
Yeah,
yes.
very, very good. And when we get the helm,
yeah,
I'm sure we can have some fun.
Okay. At that moment, totally. Yes. And at that moment, you see that flying creature come back, the pale one, and it turns back, and it's Ozzy's next to her again. And she goes,
"It's her."
Yes, Ozzy. Yeah. She's back. You okay?
Do you really need her? Me and you are a good team.
Shut up. She's got interesting, important information. You want to die, you die. I don't give you information. I keep the information to myself. So, okay, what do you want to say, Ozzy? You were saying? Carefully, don't ignore her stupid face. What did you say? Yes, and Ozzy just starts, like, chattering to her. She goes, okay, so we got, I don't know that. Yes, but we can't, there's no cannon for her if they're illusory. Yes, I know, right, okay, fine. But you like them. This one's cool. Yeah, I know, she's cool, she's cool. Just slice the thing. Yeah, okay, fine. Okay, we're gonna go. If we go up, the fight is happening. Snar is now getting close to battlement. He's fighting the main guard at the top. There's they're horrible things. They are really horrible. You saw the gloopy thing, right? Oh, there's a big gloopy baby thing. They like make babies, and it's awful, disgusting. And they are guarding the chamber. It's weird, and supposedly his like little mosquito thingies are. To be honest, it's so disgusting. I don't even want to describe. But they are awakening babies to fight. They're not babies, but they are like his little mosquito thingies are fighting in the big battle up the top. We go in now to vote unguarded. Okay. So
I like the sounds of that. I do think we should wait for the others though.
Yes.
They could prove useful for us.
So just to explain where you are, you're under this like it's like the rock, this metal iron has been sort of like carved and like riveted. So it's kind of like got like rifled, if you know what I mean. Like have you ever seen like inside a barrel, like the James Bond intro. So it's a bit like that, but like it's been rifled, but like in a semicircle curve over. So it's like if you ever see like brick arches that go over a curve and stuff like that. Because it comes in at slight angle, the river so imagine it's like a slightly off grid, so it kind of hits that, but the opening goes in straight, so it's sort of rifled in. And you're still in the sort of like archway, which is a good like 90 foot deep, like before you're going to see a room. The room beyond is quite like craggy, and The water sort of flows in, and then you see sort of rocky outcrops of this like iron as well, and as well as sort of like mud particulars and stuff like mud like outcrops and like embankments as well. And there's slime and rust on all of this metal, but you see sort of light in there, but it's very greeny and sort of yellowy, sort of a honey color is a good example. It's probably actually one of the closest to sort of brown, I guess. Brown. And then and you can see there's sort of light in there. There's not so much activity where you are. The activity seems you've sort of passed through. You've all been attacked and looked at by these creatures. I'm not going to go through a million times these creatures kind of looking at you and kind of going, what the fuck is this? And then just sort of ignoring it. They're also quite distracted by the battle, and you're not attacking them, and that's not their main focus. But you're in there and it's pretty quiet, so that's where you are. The rest of you see them sort of are catching up, basically. Brian's like, okay, let's get ready, okay? All right. Yep. Okay. We've got 1 hour, 15 minutes, I think, going off. It's not a watch. 1 hour, 15 minutes. I'm going off that. I think we've got this about a time. I think we've got to be quick and let's get home. Let's get home, please. Let's just do this. Okay, and we'll see what happens to Zoe. I don't know what's going to happen to Zoe. Oh my gosh. Right, okay, yep. Give me strength. Sort of thing. And you sort of arrive. What do you do, Frankie? What do you do whilst they're arriving?
Again, I'm just waiting for them, really.
Okay.
I'm sort of looking at the battle going on above.
Right.
Just basking in the glory of it.
Okay, fine. Fantastic. All right, so the battle is just raging around. You kind of get to it. You see more of these creatures that's falling into the sea. Battle is just continually going, and there's more fake creatures coming out everywhere. There's lots of them. This forest seems to be just like shapes moving across and then flowing up, sort of like that, and just overly attacking. There are these weird, like bat-like creatures, to others known as Basu, which look sort of like monkey bats with sort of skin, and they're sort of flying around and attacking in the sky, and they've got like bat-like wings and sort of like a monkey, and like long clawed hands, and they're sort of like flowing in and attacking.
I'd like to think as the other guys are approaching, that's we're in the chaotic realm. Bless her, Frankie feels well to it. She's almost like glazy eyes,
like
and looking up, and just this massive grin on her face.
You'll see this. Okay,
yeah.
I think she might appreciate this, Nabasu. What it does, you see it come up as one of these like chrysalis opens. This moth-like creature comes out, which has got the sort of like a sort of pointed and elongated like jaw, like an orc. Do you know what I mean? Like its jaw comes out, big tusks, but its face is like squat in, and it like grows out of this thing with these big tusks. And then the Nabasu, this like monkey-like thing comes down, and it puts its like big clawed hand, and you see it just pull this white ethereal thing out of it, and then go and eat its soul, basically. And the creature just then falls to the ground, and it just like slumps like this literally comes out, and then it flies off to do it to something else. So there you go. It's trying to give you some flavour of what this world is like. It's not a great place to be. So
why we're sticking around?
So I'm just going to clarify. You said to me earlier, yeah, let's go to the Demon Lord's castle, because there's going to be fine. There's not soul-eating monkey bats.
We didn't use the exact words. There's not soul-eating monkey
no,
bats.
You did not. But now you know there are soul-eating monkey bats.
And now we have the name of the episode.
The soul-eating monkey bats.
Soul-eating monkey
That's a
bats.
good name for a metal band.
It is actually a punk band, like a punk, a thrash punk band or something like that. Yeah. Great. So with that, you're waiting. You all catch up then, and so I was like, Zoe goes like, oh, Jesus Christ, you're so useless. They are so useless, aren't they? I was just nothing.
Hey, again, don't blame me. Blame Gigi.
I could tell you, clever person, you probably could have gone faster. Gigi.
Exactly.
I wouldn't be throwing blame around if you're going to be relying on someone else for healing in a little bit. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, I don't think I have any choice but to keep this armor on right now. I was gonna take it off, but here we are.
I think we are here. We are, if you know it. Yes, we are right here in middle. So let's go. We need to go up.
Oh.
Now, I don't know if we can go through this iron. I am interested to see if we go like this or we can go in. To be honest, go in. It's a bit weird maze. We go up in the center, and then like 3/4 up there is big vault door. We try go through. I think that makes sense, right? Yes?
Yeah, I mean, if we were illusory, surely we can go through doors and stuff.
Should we just go up and see what
But
we
I
see?
have an idea.
Or should we go the way that Zoe tells me? I don't know.
Zoe,
Oh,
have
is it-
you seen this helm before? Or
No,
the axe?
no, I've never seen Helm before. I've heard a
Are
description
you
of Helm.
familiar with it?
Yes, I've seen description of Helm.
Do you think you could, like, concentrate on it and think about it? Because, like, right now we're kind of thinking about where we're going or
That is
getting there.
very interesting.
If we all think about these things that we want to find, we might find ourselves going that direction rather than
Okay.
searching.
Let's
I don't know.
try think of Helm.
Carrie also closes her eyes.
She's thinking very hard about the Helm. You see Ozzy go like this as well. They're both doing it, and she kind of goes, Ozzy, I can't move. I'm not moving. You moving? You're not moving. Are we moving at the same speed so we look like we're not moving, or are we moving and with the? Oh no, we're not moving. Okay. Right. It doesn't
think that
work.
works.
I don't think that works like that. I think
Ah,
we need to think of
shucks.
direction. If I think up, and she goes, oh yes, and she just kind of like goes, if I think up, like this,
Oh.
yes, it work. But I don't think concentrating on object work.
Well, worth a try.
I mean, we might if we have more power. If we have helm, maybe this work.
Yeah, but we can't. We need to get the helm before we have the power to find the helm.
It's a very good
in
point.
that
Yes, we will do that. So yes, let's go.
Let's go.
Yes, I'm realizing I'm probably gonna need the helm stats at some point. Now, I've got them. I just probably need them. Yes.
See, I'm just picturing the helm from, again, this is going to show my age on this one, is the 1980s, early 1990s Nightmare.
Yes.
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
I'm thinking of that helm. Will's looking completely blank.
No,
I
I've
love
I've
that
seen
show.
I've
So-
seen
so
a
sorry.
retro YouTube video on that show.
It was brilliant. They should totally bring that back.
I
as well.
used to-
It would
they
be
have-
well
they have got,
popular.
like,
They have, yeah, they've got live tours.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the Raven of your generation, I think.
Yeah. I was kind of thinking of like the. I don't even know what you're talking about. But
Exactly.
Yeah, all right.
Exactly.
The Galactus helmet from like the again like early 90s cartoon of Fantastic Four and stuff, when it's just like comes out with bars, just like this massive like.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking hell. Right, okay, you're gonna
Let's
get
do it.
this
Let's
fucking
go.
It's gonna be freaking mental, this thing. But there you go. Fine. Right.
We're gonna do it.
Party
Uh,
Betrayal, episode 4. Let's go.
Right, okay. We're gonna get two super powerful. Well, I'm gonna make these available on one of the Realm Spreader X is already available on DM's Guild if people want to get it, because I made it already on some other shows, so people know a little bit about that. But the Helm of the Forbidden Knowledge I'll put up there at some point. So anyway, fine. I'll show a bit of art as well. I have some art now. We'll be there. It looks so you'll see it when we get to it. So yes, that doesn't work when we think of where we're going. So let's go the way I know, which is we go this way, and then we go up in the middle where the whole thing is glooped out in the middle. They burnt it to pieces. It's disgusting. We'll see. And then we go up there, and then we go to a vault, and I guess we just go in and walk. I mean, this is gonna be easy. Let's go. And she just goes. Right, so let's go. And Ozzy just is following with her.
I suppose we have no choice but to follow her.
And when
Yeah.
you notice
Keep
that when
your eyes
Zoe
open.
goes off first, Ozzy stays behind and watches you, and goes.
Ooh.
Like she's indicating, and then goes off. She sort of waits behind a bit first.
She really wants us to go in there, don't she?
So, but she's just. It was more like, what you're doing, dilly dallying, and she's being. I think she's trying to. Okay, if you want to make an insight check, you can make an insight check. I think
Sure.
That's what. let's
Sure.
do.
Have we rolled yet today? Who knows?
We haven't. Yes. No, we did. We rolled for something at the beginning.
Nat 20.
That's 20. Okay, with that,
No.
you see that what she was
For a
doing
29.
is she's very. Zoe was like, I've got an idea. Whilst Ozzy was like, okay, this seems like a good idea. So we're gonna go. Are you coming with me, or not? So she's sort of like aware.
She's
If
the
that-
impulse control.
Something like that. I think with a nat 20, from what you can gather, that she is definitely she looks like Zoe. She's monochrome, but able to able to wait and have patience is what you gained from that knowledge, I'd say.
Okay. Interesting.
Well, it's law and chaos, isn't it?
I don't know if it's quite that.
Is it? Like,
I don't know. You can infer that. No, I don't know. I wouldn't say. I'm just. Yeah, it's just more. Yeah.
if so is the chaotic side of the thing, and then
yeah. I think that's a fair. I think that's a fair point.
Yeah,
It might be
catch
more
up
that
then.
it might be more that she was chaotic already and lost all that remained of her lawfulness.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? As much as anything. But yes, exactly. No, I like that. I like that theory. That's good. That's cool. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so
going along.
you were
I
going
would
on.
like
do it.
to keep an eye out as we're going around, just
Yeah.
kind of try and memorize the way we're going for starters, so if
Yeah.
we have to make a quick getaway, we can go back.
Okay, I'm going to try and cinematic this a little bit for this little bit. Okay, if that's all right. So what's going to happen? I'm going to just describe your transition from here to the thing, and you can just jump in whenever you want in anything you want to do, because I've got like an idea. I'm going to try and kind of give this a flavour of what a movie would be like. So if you imagine Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels, when there's that fight when it goes all, stop, everyone stop getting shot, and it goes all slow-mo, and it's like very slow. So everything just is like slow-mo. The music swells like dum, 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 dum. It's some really cool. I'm going to have to get some really cool music right now. And you just imagine you were just waltzing through like no one's business, like as things are getting ripped to shreds. People are falling around you. There is like things exploding. A fireball passes right through your skin, and you're just like, you know, like waltzing.
Brian's getting more and more stressed.
Because Brian is just like, what's going on? Like this, but it's like you just like float up, and then there's just like a thing just falls through you, and then like and an axe gets thrown like through Gigi, and it just kind of goes through Gigi's face and then slices into another demon's face, and then they fall off the edge, and then so that's kind of.
I'd like to think of Frankie. Just you can't help herself. She's now drawn a rapier, and
Yeah.
she's that. That's the one, but she's mock fighting.
Yeah.
Away
Oh,
through this
great.
and
So something
spinning
gets.
round and
Yeah. So
fighting
something
through
like
things.
gets
Yeah.
distracted. I love this. You do it, and this thing gets distracted like by something else. Turns to you and starts to fight with you, and then goes, huh? And as that happens, something just slices it in half, and it just gets like, and they're just like, oh fuck, like that. Like what a stupid moment. But also, they're just everyone in this building is enjoying themselves. Like no one is actually like, even when they're hurt, they are actually reveling, and there is whooping and there's calling and there's like an energy. Anyone chaotic, your energy power is ridiculously high. I am going to say that you gain the benefits of a short rest now.
Ooh.
Anyone who's chaotic gains short rest benefit because there is so much energy. All spell slots as well that you've used up are back as well, because you've just like, maybe it's a long rest even, I think, in that regard. But no, I would say no health benefits, but just anything but health benefits you've gained back. Okay, because you feel energized. So yeah, I think even I'd say you get I'm gonna say I think that's enough for now. As you get closer, I'm gonna say once you get to
It's not for Frankie. Frankie's not took any damage or used anything.
no,
yet.
but when
I
you
used
get
one
to,
I like the flavour.
yeah, no, but when you get to the top, when you're going like, so keep going up, and so to describe the space, it's like an iron fortress. If you imagine it's something like atrium that has like sort of staircases and like balustrades that look over on this edge, but then half of it has been like melted away. So if you can imagine it was like a square space, like that goes all the way up to the top, and there's like an opening at the top. There's just balconies above you. The base of it was like a rocky, marshy bit, and the river continued on into other sections underneath the building. But you stopped in this first bit. But as I said, half of it is all like acidic runs, and it's kind of like water and green slime floating down to it. And there are like caverns and chasms being cut in, like burrowed in, and there are chrysalis on the side, and little you see like spider webs sort of covering some of these. There are things crawling in and out of them, fighting in and out of them. So this one side is very organic, and the other side is very regimented in terms of its like construction. So it really feels like this was once someone else's fortress, and then someone else has come along and taken over it, and this is how this plane works. So it was once something very ordered in some respects, like a much more fortress-like, and now is something that's got this very much, and there's like vines hanging off edges, there's trees growing out the side, but again they're all warped and like gnarled, and bugs and goop and everything just floating around, basically. When you get about halfway up, you see that it's sort of like, you hit a big plateau, which you, knowing your sort of, anyone's got a good survival would know that's probably the same level, that plateau, when it kind of stepped in. It sort of steps out internally to a big atrium. And then you see that sort of chasm side opens up and cracks, and you see into what looks like there's like a 2-story opening that goes out into a very honeycomb space that's got honeycomb light, and you're seeing that's where all these like creatures that are flying are coming through into, and you can see through, and there's like eggs hanging off like branches and like hanging in like sacks and stuff like that, all in there, and it looks god awful. And then you and then on the other side to that, in the more ordered side, you see a very clearly defined big vault door. It's just like, this is the place, right? And then, but on this level, there's a lot of activity. There are, you can't imagine, there's like 100 people like fighting. You know, just like just the space. You can see it, but you're seeing it above heads of creatures and beings that are fighting. The flying wasp things coming in one end, and these more like hooven and oxen-like beings like battling with these flying things. And then the vault's there, and then that has a sort of recess up on top of it, which then goes down like a corridor, which has got this, which has got lots of goop kind of glowing, like that sort of glowy, like fungal things growing off it, and that tunnels down somewhere else. And so he goes, "Oh, we're here! Look at the battle! Look at the battle! Oh, they're fighting! Hello, silly people! Hello! Try and shoot me! Shoot me! I want to see what happens."
Zoe,
Yes?
maybe we should, hurry up, because I'm getting a bit nervous about this illusory thing.
Time is
Drop
the thing,
it.
right? Yes, okay. Well, let's just fly through these silly bozos, and then once we go up into that tunnel, at the end of the tunnel, there's the... Yes. And when she goes, "There's the thing," you see Ozzy mouth a word. When we go and meet, and she's like going like this, like shouting something. Can anyone read lips?
I was just thinking though, I can't, but
That's
a thing
a
you
rogue
can take.
thing, but I think it says subclass, so it might not
Yeah.
be Frankie.
So she is
What, you think
shouting,
these cats?
like literally going "Chow, chow," like this at her whenever she goes, when she says, what's his name? And so she goes down, and she goes, "Yeah, so there's the vault. Vault, the door there. We don't need name, we go through door. Yes, okay, we ready?"
What are you trying to find, Zoe? Just quick recap what you're trying to find.
I want Helm Forbidden
Helm.
Knowledge. Yes.
Yes.
There is also
That's it?
lots of other stuff in there. We can take what we want. I think I want to use Axe on Fartface.
Right.
Because that would be cool, because it split him into other realm. Very powerful. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Let's go.
You
then.
take it after me. I don't care. I think it'd be a funny thing to use.
But I get to use the helm and then give back to you. That we agreed, yes?
Something like that. Yes, we agreed. Yes.
Something like that.
You see Ozzy go.
Oh, well, and it's just perfect. Yes.
She just goes no, and she whispers at her. She then whispers, looking at you, and she goes, "Yeah, no, she's nice though. Okay, but
Zoe.
I can't. Okay,
Zoe,
fine.
I don't want to have to fall out with you.
Yes, Ozzy say maybe, but we have to do everything we want to do first. We just need to.
We're
When
kind of out of time. Well,
when
you know what?
what's his name? And she shouts. Do you see her shout again? Like go just like, and she just goes like this, like yes. When you kill him, I think pretty much I let you have go then. But I want you to promise.
Okay.
I can make you promise even, so it's okay. We can make a promise. Oh, we can make a promise. Okay, fine. Yes, you use it, but you will be promised to give it back to me.
I promise.
Just
She definitely doesn't mean it.
one
Yeah.
slight thought that's just come into my head.
Yeah.
We can't interact with anything currently, can we?
No. Should we go inside and talk? Away from battle?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Yes, let's go. Okay. So you go inside and you just go through the vault, and you go into the door, and then you're in a corridor that takes you to another door. Oh bugger! There are 2 doors. Oh, That could have been interesting. I only know how to get through this door. I don't know if I'd have got through the second one. That would have been funny.
So let's hope we can get out of it.
Yes, good point. But if people could, oh crap! Maybe door has button. Oh, but I know name. I will have power, infinite knowledge power. I will be fine. I am certain. Oh, we realm split our way out of here. I'm sure. Let's just go. Oh, and then you see you get closer to the other corridor, and you see that there are two beings on the floor that are dead. And he goes, "Oh, they've been here a long time." Silly beings. That's not good gardening. Who gets through first door? No one gets through first door. You put these people here. They must have been hungry. Whoops.
Zoe, did you find anyone else in the woods before you found us?
No. I try speaking to the stupid things and then realize that they don't want to talk to me. So I stay very quiet and I get out of swamp. And I've been hanging around gate waiting for, I've been waiting for people like you, because I think that people sometimes come in, they come out. This way I came in. I wait for people to open gates. You first person to come near gates. I was hoping. You first people I meet since I've been here. Long time.
Okay, well, why don't we just go find out what's happened?
Yeah, yes, let's go see what happened. Let's go. Let's go. So you go through the next door, and then you are in a black chamber with gold and it's got golden and black display cabinets with glass, and they're sort of arranged actually ridiculously neatly. It's kind of weird. What languages do you all speak?
Gnomish and Sylvan.
I speak halfling.
Yes.
I've got giant, goblin, orc, and thieves' cant, as well as common, obviously.
Common, Gith, and Druidic.
Druidic, right. The only person that's going to be able to maybe carry with their intelligence would be able to recognize this.
Right.
Hummel would definitely recognize the language that is inscribed on here. If you would make a roll for me, anyone who's not Hummel, to see if you know what this language is. Just
I think I know, just on the context.
Just the context.
Oh.
What roll, or just a straight D20?
Intelligence, history, religion, even maybe. I'll take any sort of. I'll take a religion if you want with wisdom, but intelligence check.
Yeah, so that is 13.
13. Okay, yeah. I think
28.
28. Fine. Yeah. Okay. I think even 13.
21.
Okay, 13 is the DC that I would have taken for it. It's all in Infernal. Everything in this room is noted as Infernal. You notice then that when you were thinking back to it, the guards with this, someone with a high intelligence check would have noted that those guards looked like they were Deviline instead of demonoids. And everything in this room is very ordered, and and everything is written in Infernal, and all the inscriptions on everything are Infernal, and everything is particularly well preserved and neat.
Isn't that a fun and interesting thing?
I think I'm going to do one. I'm assuming, actually, I'm going to say. I'm just going to think how
Not
much
sure I'd use the word fun, but yeah, certainly interesting.
Well,
what's interesting? What's interesting about this place? What's interesting to you? It's interesting. I mean, we got cool shit. Let's find Helm. So we need to find Big Helm. It has big,
Zoe,
mohawk-looking thing. Yes.
Does this place look like a demon lord's vault to you?
No, I doubt it. Probably not. Demon wouldn't be able to keep this much order and organization skills. I doubt. No.
So the Abyss, my out character my knowledge, the Abyss is normally Devil Planes, isn't it?
It's Demon Planes, but
it is Demon Planes.
It is Demon Planes. However, you can make it. You can make a knowledge roll if you want, and I can give you a lore dump.
Go on. I also feel like Gigi probably knows a decent amount about.
Yeah, Gigi probably does. I'll give you an
weird, strange
advantage.
planes.
I'll give you advantage, Gigi. I will give
18?
18. Yeah, even I think with an 18, the Abyss. People of abyssal power have the ability to, if you're on any plane of existence and you're a powerful enough being and you live there long enough, you convert that part of the realm to the Abyss. It just becomes part of the Abyss. So if an abyssal lord goes to Arborea and is able to survive there somehow and create some sort of domain there, or create some sort of overtaking of someone, that part of Arborea will slowly just get absorbed by the Abyss. Hence what the abyssal demons want to do, which is just go to battle, make it their own, and it will just become all part of the Abyss. The Abyss is infinite and feeds infinitely and is ever-ending. And so, with that knowledge, you probably assume this was once some sort of devil's fortress that's been overtaken by a demon and has been converted to a demon and has been taken to the Abyss. Isn't that?
Right.
Hence, the order and the chaos happening together. It's all evil, but it's very different. And this vault is very old. It has not been opened in a very long time. Like, no one's probably been in here since it got taken over, probably. You see that, so you can make investigation checks, but there are axes, there is armor, there are helms, there are lots of helms, there are things of immense power.
I'm just looking for one Roman.
Yeah,
I
read this book once upon a time, all about this young lad. I doubt, call him like a ruffian kind of.
Is this really
like
one
a
of your stories?
street rat? And basically, he went to this mystical cave full of treasure and magic item, but he was only allowed to take the one item, and if he touched anything else, it would bestow a curse and destroy everything. So I think we're probably best right now to just
curses!
Go.
You don't
go
think all of this
straight
shit
for
is cursed?
I think we're probably best just go straight for the helm and ignore our temptations at the moment on everything else.
Oh well, I tell you what, I'm assuming Helm of Forbidden Knowledge, very cursed item.
Oh, obviously.
Yes, I will assume most items in here are very cursed. I warned you of this very early on. Now, yes, early on, but
now is early on.
Yes, now before you put thing on head or whatever. But I've got to do what I need to do. Curse or no, I've got things I cannot live like this anymore. So I think what I need to do. I think also Realm Shredder is a different kind of curse, Take that axe. You got different problems, but it's fine. I think it'll be fun. It's not gonna curse you, but you probably get. It's gonna probably do something, but we'll see. I think it's fine. It's fine.
This still comes back to the fact: how are we going to interact with the helm, with this? Frank,
when she says Realm Shredder, you hear Brian go.
Frank just like swishes her hand like through the nearest object.
Yeah, I think we basically got to sit here for about 40 minutes. So if you want to tell me a story or something about good stories,
or how about perfect time to plan a escape?
Right.
Plan an exit.
We find Helm. Let's just have a quick look. I'm sure we find it. I know it looked like thing, but I can read. I can read all this stuff. It says you cannot read all this writing. It says everything.
No, I
here.
don't speak Infernal.
Okay. She just goes. It's great language. I love it. It's you can only intonate. You can whenever you want to swear. When you say rude word, nothing better than in Infernal. I mean, come on. Jeez. You want to, definitely. It sometimes even make people's eyes bleed if you say words Infernal. Oh, I can try. You want to try on this one? I point on one. Gigi, you want to see me make your eye bleed with word? I can try. No?
You're welcome to try if you like, but I don't
great.
know.
Okay, she says.
Don't actually.
Oh, fine. Don't worry. And then you see Ozzy go like, shake her head. Okay, come on. Just looks like a fake watch again. But she goes, okay,
gotta be careful with playing tricks on Gigi because he might say he wants you to do it, but really he's being sarcastic.
Sarcasm lost on me now. I lose the caring. Anyway, where's the story? Let's tell stories. What's your way? How are you here? I mean, we didn't even say that. You turn up randomly, realms will start splitting apart. Like, why you? I had no time to care until now, but I got time to waste. So,
I just look at Hummel.
Oh, it was your fault.
We all look at Hummel.
Yeah, everyone's just like.
I have very little recollection.
You do you?
We were all.
How convenient for you.
I didn't see anybody else with a better plan at the time. Who could have predicted?
You hear Brian go, mate. Again, I need to talk to you about that. You want to have a big conversation about that. By the way, guys, I'm just looking about here. I really don't think you should touch anything. When you get back to being able to touch things, I'm just going to warn you that most of this shit is very, very dangerous.
Brian, I know, but I really want to touch it.
I know. I'm just gonna say that you should try your damnedest. I will give you. I can read a bit of what's going on here. My Infernal's not bad, but it's not fluent. You know, passing. If I hang out in Nine Hells, I can get a buy. You know, I can order pizza, but I can't. You know, I wouldn't want to eat it, by the way. But yes, you know. So
I suspect it's really spicy.
very spicy. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
So Hummel's kind of walking around and having a look at stuff,
Yeah.
to see, taking it all in and stuff. And as he's looking around, like, and walking around, he just kind of just starts fiddling with his flute, and like he's not even thinking, doesn't even seem to realise that he's doing it and holding it, like, and then he would just start playing before anyone knows anything. He's just walking around and he's just playing. I'm not going to bother trying to whistle, but just like a soft tune. It's kind of like a nursery rhyme from his childhood, but it sounds a bit kind of like Arabic, like snake charming type. And he's just walking around playing it and concentrating and just looking around, taking everything in.
Oh, so you're playing your flute. I'm going to say you see in the distance, you hear a sound.
Yeah, and he'll stop for a second, and then he'll start playing something else.
And you hear it like, and it's very in tune, and it's like a dum 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 dum.
Yeah, and
it will stop, and it will kind of like play along and then stop. Yeah.
Dang, 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 dang.
Yeah. So if you do that, and it will play back to you.
Yeah, and he'll start walking down towards that.
Okay, when you get there, you see what looks like a very broken and twisted harp-like thing that has got a skeletal hand that sort of comes out of it and is sort of primed and ready to play. And it's sort of like, it's black knotted wood. It's got this sort of arm that's been like skeletal arm that's like kind of growing out of it, and the hand comes round and is there waiting.
Interesting.
Until you play any more music?
Yeah, he will. He's just kind of. I think he will just carry on playing at some kind of tune.
So you play a tune, and it will play back to you.
Yeah.
His hand will just start playing the music.
And that's all he's doing. He's not going to touch. He's not interested in touching it. Like, he didn't even realize he was getting it out. It was just like an instinct as he was looking around. Like, he felt like he had to just grab his flute out and start.
Yeah.
Playing. And really what he's doing is just concentrating and looking around, really looking for the helm was the initial kind of thing, but just looking, playing.
How many notes do you play, do you think? How many times have you played it?
Oh, it was like constant, like I said. He's just playing it over and over
so
again.
I'm going to say that you start seeing every so often it plays some notes, and then it's sort of like the fingers are very long nails, very like, it's kind of like sort of skeleton, but it's kind of still got a bit of like grey flesh on it, and it sort of plays the notes. And then every sort of like, you see a number, your time signatures are weird and offbeat, so it sort of is a bit like, it does it, and then you see it kind of like do that with its hand, and it sort of sparks and nothing happens, and then it sort of keeps playing. Roll me a D100. Just roll me a D100.
I will do indeed, sir.
In which Hummel accidentally attunes to a cursed item.
35.
Yeah.
35. No, not high enough. Okay, fine. Yeah, you keep playing it, and every time you get to a certain number of, it doesn't seem to be a quiet number, but it seems to do something, and it just kind of does something, and it doesn't quite attune.
Fine. He's not tempted. He's lawful. He's not tempted by it. He's just curious. Mm-hmm. The curiosity is getting the better of him, but he's
Okay, fine. That's that.
So, Brian, you say you can understand some of the language here.
Mm-hmm.
Just out of interest, what's the most powerful item you've noticed so far?
I'm pretty nervous to tell you about this, Frankie, because I don't really see. What I can see is like a spinning wheel of making scarves. That's it, really. It just makes scarves. It's really boring. If you don't want to, it may look like a massive sword with like huge stones in it, but it just makes scarves for baby goats.
Frankie. I'm sorry, Frankie. I'm Frankie. I'm now talking to myself in the third person.
One does that, don't they?
Brian, we both know that your lady has deemed that you need to look after me. And to look after me, I need to look after myself.
Well, yes, but yes, and you're not going to look after yourself if you get... well, look, okay, right, fine. You want to see what this sword is? We'll know about what this sword will do to you, yeah? Okay, you'll take this sword, right, yeah? You'll think, oh, it's really cool, it's got loads of power, and it will talk to you, and it'll be like, hey, Frankie, want to kill some stuff? And you'll be like, yeah, I want to kill some stuff, that'll be fun, and you'll start killing stuff. But what you don't realise is those little stones, you see those little stones in there? Every time you kill something, your little bit of your soul gets trapped in those stones, yeah? So that's going to be good, right? And then after a while, you'll keep doing it and you'll make you feel more powerful, right? And you'll feel like, and it will level up and you'll get do more damage and more of your soul will get eaten to those gems, right? And then finally, you'll just have no soul left. That you will die, okay? Whenever you go unconscious, you'll die that next time, yeah? You'll die, you'll be trapped in this stone, and you know what that stone gets transported to? It gets transported to the hells, and you get turned into a slug worm, a little sluggy worm. And you'll be a little sluggy worm, right? For a devil, for 1,000 million years. I mean, that sounds like a really great day, doesn't it? You want to take it.
Frankie,
you know what, Frankie? Take it.
I think you should get that sword.
We'll shelve the sword for now.
Right, yes. I'm going to tell you, 95% of the shit in there is going to take your soul and turn you into a little sluggy worm. Yeah? No power, Frankie, anymore. No, none of that. You will just be sluggy worms for the rest of eternity.
The recorder just stops, and then Hummel just goes, "What about the other 5%?"
Shit, I should have been.
I'm thinking that might be a risk worth you taking, Frankie.
Okay, not everything's going to take, but you get beholden to things you don't want to be beholden to. You've already got a universe to refix. You want to do what Hummel's done over there already? Yeah, I know about you, Hummel. I did that check on your body when I tried to fix you. You want to get into some dodgy dealings with bad people? All your goodness to you, right? But I want to get you home first. You want to come back here and have a little jaunt about? Fine. We can go and I'll take you to the hells and you can get turned into sluggy worms all day.
So the helm, does the helm work differently?
You know what the helm's going to do? I mean, she wants to use it. It's going to fix her brain. I'll tell you that. But it's going to make her a much bad person. It's going to not help. She's going to learn some things she doesn't. Some people, she might break in different ways. And I feel a bit sad for the girl because it could go really wrong.
What would happen if somebody else put the helmet on?
Any of you, you're going to have to, you're not mentally strong enough or have the not constitution like constitution, but he will use the word, the constitution or the sort of fortitude of yourself to handle what you're going to know. With that,
I personally feel a little bit offended by that statement.
I'm not saying
I
you
feel
don't.
like he's calling us stupid.
No,
He's calling us
it's not.
dumb.
It's not more. It's less your stupidity. It's more your ability in terms of your inner self and street smarts. You know, your sort of ability to visualize awful. I mean, we've seen some shit, right? But you're gonna be able to know shit like how to eat someone's soul. You're going to know what it's like to devour a being from the core of their internal selves. Not just you will know that feeling. You will know everything evil in this world. So if you're ready for that, then fine. All better for you. But it will break you in a way that you will probably be very hard to be saved back to a realm of goodness or whatever that is.
So what you're saying, Brian, is it isn't cursed?
Well, I see that as a curse, mate, but I mean...
One person's curse is another person's opportunity.
Frankly, I'm more freaked
That's
out by
not
you than
quite
I've ever
how
been, but I'm
curses
also
work.
I don't understand why I still also think you're really cool.
Well, I mean, what's goodness anyway? What's good and evil?
Right, okay, we're going to have a little chat, Carrie, about your moral compasses there. Look, I thought you were kind of on the good side of things. You know, Karabtis, bad guy, take over universe.
I don't particularly want to be cursed, and it does sound like a particularly bad time, but also it sounds mighty interesting.
You know what you guys are really... And you hear somebody going, oh, you're so boring, or you... I've got to go to South Africa now, Jesus Christ. Ah, Russian little good. You're just so boring with all your chat about good, evil. Who gives a shit? Let's get powered. Yes, Frankie, you know. I like you. You know what I'm talking about.
Yes, Zoe. Yes, that's exactly.
Boy,
what
Brian,
we
you've
should do.
never had a drink in your life. I doubt you've ever even partied more than an hour. You wouldn't even know if good or bad hit you in the face. Silly fool. Yes.
Maybe cut Brian a little bit of slack, Zoe. I mean, he's trying his best.
Yeah, okay, fine, but boring story about I'm good to go evil. Sad for me. Whatever. I don't give shit. Pity. Whatever.
I think we need to be splitting up and looking for this helm.
Yeah.
Okay, I found helm.
I'm
Whilst you talk to stupid face,
Oh.
I've already found it.
Excellent.
It's right here. Big helm says right here. Helm. Well, it says, it says something else, but it's okay. It's helm of power.
What does it say?
It says it's the helm of infinite knowledge.
Infinite.
And
It was forbidden
It doesn't.
before.
No, it's similar, infinite, forbidden. It says it give me knowledge. It says something else afterwards about. I know who it made by, but don't worry. He's a cool guy, I'm sure.
Oh, who made it?
Nobody. Don't worry
'cause-
about it. It's okay. It's
everyone
okay.
seems quite reluctant to tell us this person's name.
Yeah, I don't think it might. It's okay. He's. Cool.
Can you write it down?
The
Come here.
the one day
I think it will make him shit pants if I say name. And he's like, yeah. And
Okay.
That
Brian
would be
goes,
quite funny.
let's not say name around me. I think I know who made.
Brian,
Yes.
earmuffs.
Earmuffs. I don't. What, like this? Like this. Okay.
you're just gonna put his hands over Brian's ears.
We're illusory. It don't work.
Don't.
Wait, I just don't know. He didn't make the helm as well. He can't have made the helm. It makes sense for the X. No, don't worry. It's not. X is in name of him. The helm. Somebody. Yeah, don't. It's maybe
Zoe.
the big cheese on the big cheese. The big cheese.
We've
of the
come this
helms.
far with you. now, Zoe,
Asmodeus.
for you-
I don't like saying his name. Asmodeus. He made the helm. Okay. Cheesy crazy, right?
Oh.
There's no such person who's cheesy crazy, but like, Gene Willikers, right? Is made by Asmodeus. He's a cool guy. He's obviously, he makes deals with things, it'd be fine. He knows knowledge, power, fine, cool. Him, the guy make Axe name will make him shit pants, but he knows it. He knows who it is.
Right.
It's made in his name, the Axe. The power is granted to Axe by him. Axe made by bloke make Axe. People go make Axe, right? You make Axe and then you empower it. So the Axe is, I don't know, some person, and then the god we do not mention around Floaty Man because I don't want him to cry or turn into puddle. So he might turn into puddle. Actually, that could be funny. Should I say name as if he turned into puddle? He could turn into puddle.
Sorry, I quickly need to have a little just a
Suddenly,
little chat
you
with
just
Frankie.
you notice that you fall to the ground.
Oh,
Oh,
What were you going to say?
oh,
what
okay.
you would say?
that was quicker than I thought. I'm gonna go have a quick chat with Frankie. Just we're
Okay.
gonna sort some things out.
I'm
Just,
gonna see
you
how I
guys-
open this door because I worry blow me up.
Okay, just don't do that quite yet. I just
Okay.
want to clarify some very quick. I'm going to take Frankie to the side and just say
Yeah.
that. Frankie, I feel like we're on the same page here. Like, we want to use this helm, right? Yeah,
yes, very much so. Yes, yes.
I don't particularly want to have my mind broken. I don't think you do either.
Well, you broke what hasn't been fixed.
Take it from me. Frankie, listen, you don't want it. How easy do you think it would be to do something like you done to Brian to Zoe? So that Zoe can help us and tell us what she knows from the helm.
I was already thinking of something similar.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. I think we may be able to use her invisible friend against her.
Now that
When you're
sounds
talking, you
interesting.
slowly notice that you. Oh no, you don't. Ozzy's invisible again.
We can't see Ozzy, we can't see them.
Oh yes.
They can hear this entire conversation. We've ruined it.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Well,
Where's she gone? Where, have you seen?
No, I didn't say anything.
No,
I
no,
completely
I'm
did
saying-
not see
We
it.
are talking about
that's
her. You're
I'm
talking
saying
about
that's I'm saying. In fact, I don't think I've. Can you see Ozzy?
No. I mean, if we're back to normal,
You hear like a
she'll be
ding
invisible.
ding ding Ding, 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 ding. Ozzy, come here. Come. Get away from them. They're boring people. Come back over here.
So just the lay of the room. Can we see the helm?
Yeah, you're near the helm now. You've all kind of congregated. She said it was like she's taken where she was, and she's sort of she kind of when she went, I found it. She puts her hand. She's come to talk to you, and she's like down an aisle. You know, like it's a long aisle, and she kind of comes out and goes, I've got it here. And when she's saying stupid face will turn into puddle, and you probably make your way down to wherever she is.
Am I within 30 feet of it?
You can say you are. You can
I
get
am
within 30
then
feet.
going to cast Mage Hand, and I'm going to bring the helm to me.
So you're going to go, well, okay, so to explain what it's inside like very ornate gold and black iron, it's like a bronze and black iron sort of like, if you know when bronze kind of goes bronzy and then black, it's that sort of thing, cage, which is glazed, and it's got a little key lock, and it's glass, and it's got like a solid base to it, which is all inscribed with things. It's got a plaque on it, which explains, you assume, what it is. But there is a door, but you can. Give me the properties of Mage Hand again. Just give me a second. What can it do?
Okay, well, I can do it differently. I just assumed it's on a pedestal, so if it's behind something locked, then I may do something different then.
Okay, yeah.
In that case, I'm just going to nod to Carrie, and then I would like to try and sneak my way up to where this helm is, and to use my thieves' tools to try and pick the lock.
So you're
Can
gonna see.
I
So she's
help her
like
by distracting
Zoe.
Zoe?
Okay, Zoe is like tinkering with this at the moment. She's like tapping
she's
on
up
it.
there, is she?
She's up there. She's there tinkering at it, like looking at things and like going, like okay, right, okay. And she's then doing like she does a little spell. I'll do a D100 because she's gonna do a spell.
Become illusory again.
No. We end up at the main doors, right in the middle of the battle.
And remember to use the chaos, the abyssal plane table.
I need to do that. Well, search table. It says needs a refresh, so it'll come back. 64. What we got? Oh, come on. Load. Here we go. 64.
Oh no.
Silence on everyone in 50 feet. Cast silence.
Oh.
Everything
God,
goes
is this one
completely
2 hours as
silent.
well?
So she's tapping.
For 2 hours.
Ding, ding, ding. Like this. It's like.
That also means that we can't do spells that have a verbal
Yeah.
component.
Yeah.
It
That's
lasts
absolutely
for...
great
How long
for,
does silence work?
podcast listeners.
Yeah, for the podcast, we're all saying.
Brian goes in his brain, goes, you know what she's bloody gone and done, don't you? You stupid it. You can't talk now. You can talk to me. I can probably. You talk to me. I can replay what you're saying to each other if you wish. Now, if you want to talk, but she's cast silence on the bloody thing, the idiot. But I think she's doing some sort of detect magic. What's she looking at? I'll talk to her. What are you doing? Oh.
Silence is 10 minutes default, by the
10
way.
minutes, right.
But
So
we're
she's
on the
like-
chaotic plane.
Yeah, it's 10 minutes, okay, because it's out to 50 feet. That's what the difference was. Let's go with that.
Oh,
okay.
Instead of that to...
right.
Effect, so is it just like we can't talk, or is it just so it's all sound, so I can't play
Yeah,
instrument?
there's no
either?
silence. There's no sound made at
Like
all.
Frankie can use thieves' cant, I guess, but no one can understand that.
Yeah.
So
Well, I can use my telepathy.
Yeah, you can use cast message as well. Hummel can cast message as well.
I do not have message.
But you can talk to Brian. Brian can relay messages back to you. He can be like a relay, and we can flavour that.
Or we can write.
You can just flavour.
You can write your name, notepad.
I'm happy for you to just talk to one another and expect there's a delay, because I'm not going to have to do that. And he's going to speak to Zoe, and Zoe basically says, like, through Brian, goes, she's saying to me, like, she's done like a magic. There seems to be some sort of magic on it.
shit.
Yeah, it's surprising, right? No surprise, but it seems like she's kind of contemplating whether it's okay to just take the hit, or no, she's not gonna. She's gonna try and dispel it. Okay, let's see what happens now. Bloody hell! Here we go. Here we are, 87. Let's see what happens on these dice. She's now flying. She's going to fly for 2 hours. That's going to be fun. So here we go. She's now flying around, but at least she's dispelled it. So yeah, okay. Door seems to be opening. Okay, right. I'm just narrating what's happening. So you just see Zoe's kind of like going like this guy, and she's gonna she's about to put it on.
Okay, well, I will mage hand then and try and snatch it off her.
Does it not have any verbal?
Does it have a verbal
Oh,
component?
verbal. Okay, in that case, I will use my telepathy to her, and I will try. And
what do I need to make? What do I need to make? She is like, you're gonna have to make a very high wisdom save, because she is. This is like her ultimate goal for like, you don't know how long. So I'm gonna put AC up.
Could I not argue? I just want a very commanding voice.
Yeah, no, you will.
Intimidation.
You will. What is it? A wisdom save?
Is it words? Yeah. Well, intimidation. I want to sort of say, give the helm to Frankie.
Would that be a charisma save then?
That'll be charisma. Yeah.
Okay. Her intimidation is +9 as well.
Oh man, +10. So, it's almost a straight roll off there.
Let's just roll it. Let's see.
I got 12 on the die.
18.
Oh.
Proof in the pudding. I'm not moving it. It's an 18.
That's fat. That's quite all right.
18 +9. So yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, just 18 +5 is a charisma. So if you want just straight charisma roll, what's your plus charisma?
My plus charisma is +7.
Okay, so yeah, it still beats with that.
Yeah,
that's fine. Okay, fine. So and I think, to be fair, this is her like ultimate moment. She sees you do that, and she goes.
Okay, so stop there.
Yeah.
Right. Stop there.
What's up?
Can you make a wisdom saving throw?
She's not so good at wisdom saves.
Please.
What are you
Yo,
doing?
Hummel, getting out of nowhere, like.
Natural one.
What?
Natural 1. So,
Poor
watching
Zoe.
this going on and seeing like a stern-looking Frankie's face, could Frankie make a wisdom saving throw, please?
Ooh.
Whoa.
What have you just done?
Will, you meant to turn your camera off?
Nope, it's because I put my laptop in. Well, mad.
Okay. So, that's right.
15 for Frankie.
Okay, so Hummel's walking towards the case as this is all going on, perfectly silent, no one's even noticed, and he's just twiddling the flute, the recorder, still kind of playing, but this spell doesn't require any verbal components. And a twisting pattern of colours weaves through the air inside a 30-foot cube within range. So anybody else who wants to be within that 30-foot cube
I
can...
think everyone's around there.
Everyone's in it, I
So
guess.
Yeah.
everybody needs to make that
Brian?
saving throw then.
Brian needs to make a wisdom save.
In theory, if you're saying everyone's within 30 feet
Roll a
of each
3.
other...
I got 24, so.
Hypnotic pattern. God damn it.
Hummel, you bastard.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay.
Well, I'm
PvP.
guessing I'm fine.
PvP! It took 4 episodes.
Is a 17?
That's a pass. That's a pass.
Cool.
16's to beat. Each creature in the area who sees the pattern must make the wisdom save. On a failed save, the creature becomes charmed for the duration, which is a minute. While charmed by the spell, the creature is incapacitated and has a speed of 0. Hummel walks up to the helmet, takes it. Puts it on.
Wait, I just want to do something that's just, it doesn't change it. Okay, Ozzy failed as well. She wouldn't be able to do anything. I just wanted to know if she was aware. That was all. Okay, you take the helm off her. So she's just completely incapacitated. How many turns? How many rounds?
It's a minute.
A minute. So you've got the helm. What do you do in this minute? With Gigi, what do you say? What do you do? You see Hummel taking this helm.
I don't really have anything I can do, but I feel like Hummel is
stop him. You can just stop him if you want. I mean, up to you. Like, how do you? Or you can let him go.
I feel as though
someone's going to put it. Look, this is out of character. Someone is going to put it on. Yeah. I would rather it be Hummel than Frankie, or Carrie, or Zoe, or OC.
Are you going to put the helm on? I feel like the weapon of our enemy is better in our hands used against them.
Hummel
and quite frankly, I'm
is
very sorry, Frankie.
As a good scientist, I would not test something out on myself before observing it on someone else.
Okay, so
while charmed, can you still stare daggers at someone?
Oh, absolutely.
You're incapacitated and can't. Your speed is 0, but in theory, you can still.
No, because you're still staring at the hypnotic pattern, so you are like.
Oh my god!
But the thing is, if I don't put it on, then as soon as the spell wears off, there's nothing to stop anybody from taking it off.
So you're going to put it on.
He's going to put it on because inside, out of character, he's hoping that his benefactor will be able to help him, and he puts on the helm.
Wow!
because
it's better as
think
Will said.
that is
it is-
where we should
Oh, no,
end
no,
today's
no.
episode.
No.
I've also just sat there thinking, no,
No,
I
okay.
should have used inspiration.
Do you want? No, I can. If you want me to play, do you want to play? Or do you want
No,
me
I
to
think
No,
that's
it's
a
a good
perfect
clip.
place.
No,
to
it's,
end.
it's, it's,
Perfect.
a good
Perfect.
endpoint. It's a good endpoint.
Yeah.
All of the spells I could have possibly done were all verbal, and
I think that's a perfect time to end.
He's completely neutral. He doesn't care about evil and good, but he is lawful, and he has this belief that actually Destiny's brought him here. It's made by Asmodeus. Asmodeus, out of character, guys. You've heard the backstory. Sent him here,
Yeah.
and he's meant to have this, and it is far better. We need the knowledge more than anything. We don't even know how to get out through that door, so he needs the knowledge, and it's better in his hands for now than it is
It makes
anybody
sense.
else's.
It makes
Out
a
of
lot of
character,
sense.
I fully agree.
That is
No, I
absolutely
do as well.
perfect.
I think
that is absolutely perfect.
How much do we actually know, like, in character of Hummel's backstory?
Yeah,
do we
much-
know the
yeah,
Asmodeus
you can
stuff,
sort of-
or is it?
I mean, like small talking. I don't like. You'd probably know of Hummel. He's a famous adventurer. He's the meta god, isn't he? He pops up everywhere. You've met him before. Maybe done some sort of adventures with
You've
him.
been on this adventure for a few years, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we should
Yeah,
know.
but I don't. He would never have mentioned, like, he doesn't work for Asmodeus.
Yeah.
He was tricked by Asmodeus, and he's also looking for a way out of that. So this is another opportunity of how do I get out of that deal? And this is the infinite knowledge helmet. You know, I don't think he would have ever told you that any of that because that's quite personal to him.
Sorry, I said it
about-
wrong. It is forbidden knowledge. It's not
Forbidden
infinite
knowledge. Forbidden
knowledge.
knowledge. He's
Yeah.
like the fact that he was kind of tricked and used, and you know
They're gonna
the
get some
person
fucking
the
cool shit. But
person that he loved in a platonic way, like modeled his entire life over. This is Ishtari, was also a tool in all of this. Like, so the fact that then he also killed them. Yeah, he doesn't share that. He never talks about it. Anytime anything like that's come up in a conversation, he's changed subject.
So we're just like, wow, didn't see that one coming from Hummel.
I'll tell you, that is the absolute put. You've got Zoe who wants it for power, Frankie who selfishly wants the power. You've got Carrie who's kind of just interested in knowledge, and then all of a sudden the completely sort of
nowhere.
just lawful, neutral sort of guy just comes up and just takes it and put that.
Well,
is
he completely wants it for he wants it for good. He
That's
wants
what-
it because he wants a way out of the
It's
abyss.
a
He
self-
wants a way to get out of his curse. He wants a way to bring Eshtari back.
Yeah.
You know, and this is here
It's
in his lap.
Makes
it's a
perfect
purely
sense.
selfless act. Whereas the other three who kind of were fighting over it was for very selfish
Yeah,
reasons. That is
'cause,
absolutely perfect.
Similarly, I was thinking Gigi could take it, but Gigi wouldn't put it on. Is the difference?
yeah.
And I think because I could have like Misty stepped up to it and taken it or something, but then you can't keep it away. Wouldn't be able to keep it away from the rest of everyone else. Whereas if I was just putting it on, that's
just charmed everyone put on that. It's
And he just takes it
absolutely
cinematic. This all goes off, and he just walks up silently. There's no sound. All the music in the background stops everything, like for the viewers, and he just lifts it up, and it's proper like epic. You know, like movie moment. Where
I mean,
he's
it's just like you just like all these people like Zoe's gone like this and then done something like this to Frankie. You're going, bah, you like try that on me, you silly, and then she's in this face, and then up comes Hummel, and then Gigi, you're like going, what the heck, trying to push this thing out of your way when you kind of come to from it early. You see Hummel's just walking, what the fuck are you doing? And Hummel's just like boom, boom,
Carrie's
boom,
like
straight up and goes, oh, I'll put that on. Thank you very much.
I've been planning the whole session. Like I've been looking at my spells the whole session. Then when the silence went off, I was like, damn. And I was just looking at it, and I was like, there's no verbal on there. That's why I asked about the flute, you see. Because the other spell I was thinking of doing was hold person, but problem with hold person is you get a save every round, every 6 seconds.
That is
You see?
perfect.
Yeah,
that is
hypnotic
so
weapons
good.
was
like- absolutely
Such
genius.
Good. That was so
Absolutely.
good.
perfect.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want the
verbal as well.
PvP. But yeah, I was like,
It's a really good sort of like debuff PvP. You know what I mean? Like classic, just like something just to
him out of the way.
incapacitate.
Yeah.
Oh my god, what good! No, I'm really happy with that as well, and interesting. I'm glad it's a good time to stop because then I can really work on the description of what you're going to see and what you're going to learn. Also, I've got a shit ton of stuff that you're going to be able to do, so I need to send you that so that you can have a look at that. I'll send that to you.
absolutely. Fill me in, DM me all the
Yeah,
everything
exactly.
I need to
So
know
that's
and
going to be
stuff.
fun. And yeah, oh,
What an
oh,
ending.
so excited! I'm so
man.
glad you got to the vault. I was like, I didn't know if you. I really thought you would go down the sticks at some point. I thought you would get to the boat.
You
and you'd...
steered us towards here from day one.
Yes, but I thought, but like, I didn't think you would be. I had it as like, this is like, if everything goes right, you will end up here. Do you know what I mean?
said it.
I
I said it
literally-
last week. I genuinely thought you didn't want us to go down the river and wanted us to come
Yeah.
here, which is why Hummel was
Well,
like, "Yeah,
obviously,
cool,
I-
let's go to the
internally-
castle then."
Internally, I'm like, it's so cool if you go here because there's so much cool stuff. But I also thought like, if you don't, you get there's so much stuff that's good. There's so much stuff happening in Sigil that you need to get to. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
to be honest, if you got there in like 2 episodes, that'd be great as well. But it's fine. Like, it's I don't mind.
Yeah, what was that about? I'd really like you guys to find a way off the abyss next session.
It's fine. We will.
So we've got the knowledge now. We know how to do it.
Yeah, technically, basically,
Technically.
technically, you will, you'll be very
Hummel will have
able
the
to do a
knowledge.
lot of stuff.
Whether he'll share it with us.
That's the yeah.
Also, just remember you're about to meet someone very powerful who's probably gonna have some words.
No,
to
he
have.
doesn't possibly know we're here. He's busy.
He's got
It's
stuff
fine.
going on, right?
Asmo's
It's
got stuff going down. He's always a busy, but he's got enough time.
He's a busy bee.
Anyway, cool.
Loved it.
Awesome. Well done.
Wow.
Well done.
Okay.
Well done. Well done.
Yeah.
So, as ever, I've got to thank all of you for being amazing, fabulous players. We'll go through. We're going to do it in reverse this order this time. So Chris gets to go before Chloe, and Chloe said she was going to give us some, and so that Chloe could give some of her some.
I mean, I could do my version of Chris's from last week.
Yeah, okay.
I've
Let's
got
start
nothing
with
to say
Luke.
now,
Let's start
though.
with Luke. Get through Luke, and then we'll end up with you, Chloe, and you can give us
Okay.
the outro to go. So Luke, where
Yeah.
can we find you? Where can
Well,
we
I
find
mean, if you've got access to the
you? Internet.
backdated catalogues of the Romford Recorder from approximately the year 1988-89, there was an article in there about a small child who managed to open the washing machine while it was switched on inside a laundrette and got soaked in scalding water, and that was me. I was there.
Amazing.
Otherwise, no. Same as always. Check out the back catalogue of the Dice and Die D&D show. Follow them on Twitter at Show D&D. Look out for upcoming Pathfinder project podcast at they're called Cut from the Chronicles at CFT Chronicles.
Yeah.
I got the date wrong last week, so I don't know when this one's going to come out. It might be too late, but I am on Manapot Studios
11th.
on Twitch on the 11th of February.
I think it will have been, just quickly checking, it will have been the week before.
Never mind. We'll have to put a disclaimer on last week's episode. When I announced that, just put a big
Is
thing
it?
up that says, no, 11th.
It might have been even the day before, so it was
Yeah.
yesterday. But you can watch the
Yesterday.
VOD.
You could watch the VOD, yeah, check it out. Otherwise, you can find me at
Yeah.
Duderuni. Spellings down below somewhere.
It will be, yeah.
It's
Your
been an
names will
absolute
come up now. Yeah.
pleasure playing tonight. Thank you very much, Hamilton.
Oh, thank you for being here. Thank you for being
Absolutely.
here. Will.
Ultimate power.
Ultimate power. Zoe is going to be fucking pissed.
She has like spent, I imagine, a long amount of time here, slowly going insane.
Mhm.
With this being like her one guiding
Like,
light
and
through
seconds
sanity.
away from it.
Like
And Hummel's
kind of
not even
Jesus
one
in
of
the desert for 40 days and 40 nights sort of thing.
I'm really going to think about what she's going to do. If you...
And she
Yeah.
just snapped. Like,
because Hummel's not even one of the characters that she's been like making friends with. He's just like
No.
he's just yeah. Your
I
mind
think
is
Hummel's got to be wary, but then also she's got to be wary of what Hummel can do now. So, okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, yes. Well,
For me, following in the vein of Luke, somewhere deep in the recesses of the Exeter University student newspaper, written by me, there is a review of Exeter University women's second team football versus Swansea University, which won an Ex-Media award in 2017. So you can find that somewhere. In more serious promotions, the app that's under my name here, at RWD_pod, is the podcast that I work on. I am a player on it, and it's a fun game of Scion, which is sort of like Percy Jackson mixed with American Gods, if you enjoy that sort of thing. You can also find me talking about movies with my lovely girlfriend at D8 Night Drive In. That's at D8 Night Drive In, 8 the number. That's the Date Night Drive-In, our podcast where we talk about the top 100 IMDb movies. The first one is out now, and I think the second one probably will be too, which is on Casablanca. So catch up for that.
Play it again, Sam.
Also,
Play it again, Sam.
Also, the football article was really good, so check it out.
The football article.
Yeah.
I love, Chris, what you've brought to this is give me your really, really esoteric
one-upmanship. Yeah.
Yeah,
I blew all mine last week. I just got too
No,
overexcited.
The Observer. Was it The Observer?
No, the Guardian Weekend magazine. Yes.
Yeah,
Guardian
You
Weekend
said that
magazine.
last week as
I exactly
well.
used that one last week. So now, what have I got?
Thing is, Chris is
No,
a
what
bigger
was in the Guardian
flexes than
Weekend?
ours.
You didn't say why you were in the
Why I was
Guardian.
in, yeah. So why I was in it.
Our
is-
listeners and viewers will be
Yes.
so eager on
Yes.
tenterhooks.
I will get the images for
Send them to me.
Hamilton to
Yes.
post
Okay.
out.
Fantastic. Of
Back
course
in
you've
the
got a
day,
scrapbook.
I used to do charity cosplay Star Wars.
No shit, because you
No
spent
shit.
all your money on.
I've got all my money
on
in
the
Darth Vader costume.
Did we?
And,
We.
yeah, there was an artist who was going around taking photos of people who do cosplay, but in their home environment. So
Brilliant.
it was an article about that artist, and yeah, there's a picture of me dressed as Darth Vader in
Can you
my
see your
living
face?
room with the artist's son stood next to me wearing the kids. We must be about 6-year-old wearing the Darth Vader costume, and yeah, it was an interview about that, and yeah. So
Can they see your face, or are you wearing the mask?
I was wearing Darth Vader mask. So you got to
Just believe you.
yes, you've got to believe me. I suppose the other one I can do is, it probably isn't now, but for a good few years, if you searched Obi-Wan Kenobi, one of the top results coming back was me on Getty Images from Celebration Europe, a big Star Wars event in 2007. But by the way, my name is Chris, and you can find me at Twitter.
That's Borough_Brick Road. Right, I'm just gonna okay, good. And Goblin Paint Job on Instagram.
Goblin Paint Job, I've not painted for a
I know
couple
all
of
your
weeks.
stuff because I have to, in my brain, for when I have to do like the intros and outros on the podcast, I know all of your stuff now because everyone this is, by the way, because it's just in my head. It's like songs stuck in your brain. I know everyone's like what you do.
Yes.
But now, Chloe, come on, give us some. Let's break
I
all
have
these
so many things
stupid
I could
esoteric
do.
things. Let's get some IMDb stuff.
Where to start? I've been on TV twice.
Ooh.
Once I'm on there for about 3 seconds on Match of the Day.
Wow.
Because I was the ball girl at Fulham once. I hated
Awesome.
it. I got told off because I wasn't paying attention. Secondly, it's probably somewhere on the internet. I was in the first ever series of Copycats on CBBC.
Brilliant.
It is not only pre-contact lenses Chloe, it's also pre-makeup Chloe. I'm like 10 years old. I ran
Sweet.
around in a
Awesome.
hamster ball on
Yeah.
TV.
That's cool.
I played a kazoo.
Awesome.
We did win, so
Oh,
there
wow.
is that.
That's
brilliant.
awesome. That's really cool. That's very cool.
Yeah.
Growing up, I always wanted to go on Funhouse.
Yeah, same. You did. Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, they've since stopped doing the hamster balls because apparently that was like against health and safety. So,
It was the 90s.
not in the first
No, it
series. It
wasn't.
was
The
fine.
noughties.
If Chloe was old enough to be on TV, Hamilton, I've got some bad news for you. It wasn't the 90s.
It was not the 90s. I'm
No.
sorry.
I've just dropped in our Discord link the Getty Images for Obi-Wan Kenobi. If you look at the second image,
Oh,
on
that is you.
So
That is me.
good.
I haven't
Where
got
is it?
Discord open, it might break the machine, so I will look it
A
up
man
afterwards.
dressed
I'll put
as
it up
Obi-Wan
now.
Kenobi
Kenobi.
You'll
posed
see
at
it
the
now.
Star Wars Celebration Europe. Brilliant.
I don't have these cool things.
You
I
run
got
an
a-
empire,
I got-
Hamilton.
I got
You
re-
have an empire.
When I did a play at school, I did is it Death of a Salesman? I played the lady, the main female character, right? And I got a write-up, I got a good review, but they gave them the wrong name. They gave it to Brian Wong, and it was not me. It was me who played it, and they said Brian Wong played a fantastic lady, and I was so pissed off because it was like I had done so much.
Oh no.
I put so much effort into that part. I remembered all my lines. I was like destined for greatness, and they got my fucking name wrong, and I was just like, you bastards. So mine is, if you go and find the review for Middlesex Review of 2001 2 of the local play, you will see that Brian Wong did a fantastic performance, and that was me.
And the thing is that Brian Wong has gone on now, and he's actually like
I'm
working in Hollywood and stuff.
He's not now. He's not.
I was going to say, if Frankie Flight does perish at some point, I have my new character name.
Brian Wong.
Right.
If one of us dies, do we have to go and do another game show to make a new character?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh my god.
Yes.
That's brilliant. So we were actually pretty close last session then to
having to do an impromptu game show.
Yeah.
So
Sweet.
well, if one character dies, what happens to the other one?
Yeah.
Like
That's very interesting.
Different universe.
the other side of the mirror.
We've already had a third of our.
Well, a third of your
characters
beings
dead,
have died.
so-
It's just it means it sort of means that when it comes to the final battle, they're not going to be. We'll see. Oh, I'm going to have to cut that out. I'm going to have to
Spoilers!
Oh, spoilers! God,
I'm going to have to cut that out, and I'll just leave spoilers in there.
Chris, it costs £150 to get image rights to a small image of you dressed as Obi-Wan Kenobi. Get the images.
Do you not have any rights to that? Because it's your face.
No, I don't have none whatsoever. 'Cause they have to
Sold
photos.
is sold.
Yeah.
Like
Cut
in
that,
Wayne's World.
cut, can you do me a favour? Can you cut that last bit out? Because that's my fact next week.
Well, this is the thing. I have so many more things I could say, but I'm going to save them.
No, you've got to save
Stop
them.
showing off.
Well, I want to say,
get
you're
it, we
your
get
person you're
it,
trying
you're
to be
theatre kid,
on
we
this
get it.
show. If people go to our old podcast, Logan had so many good ones because he has done so many extra work. He had sat and spoke to Bryan Cranston. Like he's met Bryan Cranston, had like a good chat to him, and he's been in The Good Place, and so you've got competition there. But that he's not on the show.
That's completely why and it was the very first episode, wasn't it, when I dropped it? That's why I dropped my IMDb credit. Was because I listened to those episodes and thought it was brilliant, and I was like, oh, I'm going to do this joke.
Yeah. It's great. I'm loving that this is a D Dragon's Duel thing. You've got to drop your IMDb. I need to just go and do some extra work so I can get some.
I mean, the first time I ever spoke to Logan, he was in the middle of doing like a clinical trial he was like a lab rat in a clinical trial of some sort.
Is that right?
Like, he just does like insane part-time work, things like that. It's great.
Well, I should probably say my actual things that you.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you want to say something? Yeah, you want to. Yeah. Go on. Actually, who are you? Where are you?
Hello, I'm Chloe, or Chloe with the Flow, that you can find all over Twitter, TikTok. I'm stream on Twitch 3 times a week. You can find me on Deck of Many Aces, which is an actual play D&D 5e podcast made with actual asexuals and aromantics. We will have an episode out this week. God help me!
Yes.
I will do it. It's been very cursed tech issues, but it's gonna happen.
Exactly.
So yes, there's that. I feel like there was something else, but I think that's it. You can find my music everywhere on Spotify, Apple Music, everything. All that. Chloe Elliott is my name. 2 L's, 2 T's. I would introduce myself to that in auditions at uni. I'd go, it's Chloe Elliott, 2 L's, 2 T's, and they'd look at me like, where's the T in Chloe? Oh.
Yeah, I was just doing that. It's like, 2 L's in Chloe? I mean, spelling it wrong.
It's like the Steve with the PH thing.
Oh, I love that. I love that meme.
But yeah, that is me.
Fantastic. Well, there we go. We say goodbye. 20 minutes later.
Goodbye, everyone.
It's good. All right, we'll see you later. See you next week. Take care. Bye.
And now, back to Dungeons and Dragons.